What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV. Newcastle 2, Tottenham 0. Spurs out the Carabao Cup. One trophy down the drain. We've still got a couple more to go for, though. Don't worry, guys. Yeah, look, I think in balance of play, Newcastle definitely deserved to go through tonight. They were the better team, and I think once they made all those changes, there was no route back in the game for Spurs. But look, the way the game started, Newcastle definitely put it on us. We were struggling to get out our own half. They go 1-0 up, and deservedly so. But from that point on, in the first half, I thought Spurs were really, creeping into the game, creating chances, creating openings. Couldn't put the ball in the back of the net. Richarlison with a header straight at Ramsdale. Ramsdale was forced into a couple of good saves throughout the game, and I thought at times the build-up did look a lot better. It looked like we were able to create moments from open play, which we haven't really done so in previous weeks or the majority of the season. But we came up against a better side today, didn't we?
Yeah, in the grand scheme of things, yeah, we did. I think what we've got to look at as well, the 2 goals we gave away were really poor goals, weren't they? Especially the Kinski one. I mean, there can be the debate for Spence and should we have been allowed to get back in shape or not, but the Kinski one was just stupid. I mean, also the player who's going up against him, Watermead, what are you doing with his frame? And then I think what I did see from today is, like we said, offensively, I think we looked a lot better, created loads of chances, but we need a monster goal scorer. We need a number 9 that's got that killer instinct. Like Richarlison was getting into the place, missed a couple, whether it was just behind him and he's mistimed his Ryan, or we just need someone that is ruthless and will take their opportunities when they come. So it looked better from created chances from open play than it has in previous games, but then we just didn't have anyone to put it away, did we? Not one.
And I think we probably suffered from, first of all, making the changes that we did before the game, taking no Van de Ven, no Kudus from the start. I think those 2 things probably did hamper us at the end of the day, albeit Brennan was okay, but I definitely think having no Van de Ven there was to our detriment. And I think the moments, the different moments in the game really cost us. So going 1-0 down once, Spence was doing his laces, didn't get time to get back in the box, and all of a sudden we're a goal down, but deservedly so. Not taking those chances at the end of right at the end of the half when we were building up a head of steam, building up some momentum. Actually playing some good stuff at the end of that half. Xavi, Bergwijn getting in those pockets of spaces, and then we said at half time, okay, we're doing well, but we've got to make sure we got the next goal, and then we start the second half. It was quite even, and to concede when we did in the manner that we did, when we were looking like maybe we could be the ones getting the next goal, that was a hammer blow. I think that was a real killer moment in the game. As soon as it went 2-0, we did have a couple of half moments. Richarlison had a volley, which Ramsdale saved. Sarr had a shot from the edge of the box, didn't he, which Ramsdale took away. I think that was all at 2-0. Apart from that, we struggled to really hurt them, I felt, especially in the last 25 minutes.
It felt like half time just came at the wrong time for us. It's like we were really on top, we were really pressing the issue, we were playing through the lines, we were pinging it around them. We looked really good, to be honest, in that 20-minute spell at the end of the first half. And I know the goal comes obviously at the wrong time, like you say, but I did feel Newcastle came out the better of the 2 after the break, and that half-time break just let them gather themselves up and get on top again. And that 20-minute, apart from that 20-minute spell, I felt that Newcastle were probably the better team throughout the game.
And as soon as they had Joe Linton, Tonali and Bruno on, it was like game over. They shut everything down. We couldn't get out of our own half. They were just pressing us into oblivion, and it was really a hard watch. And it's like you're trying to watch. You're obviously hoping Tottenham get back in the game, and you're just watching them not being able to get out of their own half, not even able to get a corner or a shot or anything. And it was really, really tough. And I think Newcastle, once they brought on their A-team, it was game over, essentially.
But I do think it goes back to what Brian says. We need a real killer up there, man. We need a real killer. Ramsdale made 6 saves today, 5 saves, from, I think, shots in his own penalty area or something. So I think Ramsdale on SofaScore gets the best rating out of any player on the pitch. 9.4 they gave him. That's mad. And we were all clowning on Ramsdale before the game, but he actually had a top game, to be honest. Fair play to him. But we need that killer.
Save, though, didn't he? He had to make a proper save.
Well, there was the Saar one. Is that the one you're talking about? The Saar one? Yeah, that was the
Apart
only
from
like
that,
Hollywood
really-
save.
What is it with Newcastle goalkeepers having worldies against us?
Yeah,
Or
Apart from
making
that
those
Saar
saves?
save, all the other ones straight at
routine.
him.
Yeah, I guess. But
So a couple of weak headers from
Yeah,
Richarlison.
Richarlison.
And
The-
then there was that volley, which he had his whole body behind it. It was
the
really
most
good to
frustrating thing though is like, however much like, look, we were in the game. I thought for the majority of it, but to concede in the manner of that we conceded those 2 goals, I think that's what it comes down to today. Like you were saying before, Brian, that first goal, we should not be conceding that goal. No matter what you want to complain about Spence, like it's Shah is completely free in the box, and we pride ourselves on defending and attacking these set pieces. And to concede like that is a real kick in the teeth.
Yep.
And,
Came up against a team who have been doing this for years.
I know, but like you can't leave a man free in the box like that. You can't.
Well, we've defended zonally, and he's running from the edge of the box, and so we're not doing man marking, and that can happen sometimes. I have to watch it again. He was free when he scored, but he had players around him. But it wasn't like man marking as someone lost their man. We're zonally, so they just exploited that.
I'll tell you one thing we'll take from this as well. You look at it, and for the few games where Vicario wasn't doing well, there was big talk. Is he going to make is Kinski going to have a real push to go for it? And obviously,
Yeah.
Vicario's just proven in the last 2 games why it's number 1. And you see this, and Kinski's had an opportunity today to say, I'm here, I am going to compete. And he is just, it's a howler, isn't it?
Yeah, and that was the killer
howler.
blow as well.
Yeah,
It was a
that
killer
has been a
blow.
howler.
Because if that doesn't go in, anyone's game, we can nick one
Yeah.
and take it to penalties or whatever. At 1-0, you're always in the game. But at 2-0, as much as I had belief going into like up until the last 10 minutes, it never looked like we were going to score really.
Yeah.
So
And I'm watching the goal. I'm sorry, the goal that we conceded. Kinski, I mean, gets lofted in. Voltmader is like a 6'6" striker with, easily could get his head on it. There wasn't a lot of power on the cross. So if Kinski knows if he can just stay on his line, he's got a good chance of saving it because there's not a lot of power on that cross. But he comes flying out like Superman, thinking he's going to punch the ball, but he actually gets nowhere near it. I don't like. If you watch it back, he's nowhere near punching the ball. He's closer to punching the bottom of Voltmader's head, not even the top of it. And obviously Voltmader easily just say, yeah, thank you very much. I'm going to head this home
Yeah, it would have been
into the empty net.
would have just been like Richarlison's header at Ramsdale, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Just on the line.
but it's ridiculous. I don't know how he can
he's
come
fucked
out
it up.
flying. It's a complete screw up.
he's completely fucked that up, Kinski. But look, I do think there were positives to take from today. How crazy as it sounds, a 2-0 loss. But I thought Jed Spence was brilliant at left back. I thought for the majority of the game he was dominating that side and he was getting forward as well. I really liked what I saw from him today. I thought Moani looked decent when he came on as well. Like that run that he was going on, and then the ref. That was just the day we were having. The ref just gets in the way and tackles him pretty much. The ref was being a Newcastle defender for a few minutes. But I really like what I saw from Moani when he came
Moani had
on.
a shot yet?
I don't know. I don't know. To be
He
honest.
had the air shot, didn't he?
He had the air shot.
Champions League.
But look, he's looking decent on
Yeah,
the ball.
he is looking decent.
He's looking decent on the ball. I thought it was a step forward for Javi today. I thought he got more involved than he has done in previous weeks. And, everything seems to be, he seems to be seeing a lot of the ball. And I think he was a bit rusty in the first few minutes of the game, playing a poor pass. But, he got himself more and more involved as the game progressed. I thought Lucas Bergvall in the first half looked dynamite, to be honest, but he kind of petered out in the second half. So I think there were, and Paulinho was class today as well.
Again, yeah. I think it's just a consequence of us having up to how many injuries we have now? 11?
10, 11, yeah.
So I think our squad is stretched thin. And I think at the moment you're going away to Newcastle, who, they got a pretty good squad these days, and they're able to change it up a bit. Bring in the likes of £40 million Ramsey in the midfield and things like that, and Elanga 40 million, bring him in, and at the moment we're just stretched thin, and we made a few changes, and whatever it is, we have a very thin squad. Although we had 3 youngsters on the bench, and it just, unfortunately for us, we just weren't able to cope at the times today. And I think especially Newcastle, when they brought their big hitters on, it was they shut the game down. It was game over. So it's frustrating. I think there are positives to take.
Yep.
But I think unfortunately, we're just suffering at the moment from these injury problems, and we've seen it in a few midweek games now. This isn't the first one. Have we had a good midweek performance yet?
No. Have we had a good performance?
Oh, well, if you listen to Frank, And we've only had one bad performance. But anyway, I'm just saying, in midweek, we're struggling to balance, I feel. Although we have been getting all right results in midweeks.
But I think in terms of how midweek performances have gone, this has been the best of the lot.
It's been, yeah, maybe. In terms of on the ball.
But I think you look at it, like Monaco, we should have lost that game 6 or 7-0.
Yeah.
Bodo as well, like we could have conceded so many more than we did. Villarreal was just a nothing game from both sides. I thought today we actually looked decent going forward at times. We just didn't have that killer blow and that killer instinct. And in defence, you know, it's not like we were getting peppered and they should have scored 5 or 6 goals. So I think
you say that, Willock missed an absolute
True.
gilt-edge chance. Barnes hit the bar when he had an unbelievable gilt-edge chance. They did have a lot of big
But it didn't
chances.
seem like we were under pressure as much as we were in the Monaco and the Bodo games.
That's true.
So I think, like, from a defensive and offensive standpoint, I think when you compare it to the other midweek games, I think it's been the best one.
Okay, but that doesn't mean much. It's still...
It means it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
I would say going forward, fine. I would say we were on the ball better today, and I actually quite like this setup. He's got going this 3-2-5 kind of build up. I think I like how he gets both tends to get closer together, and I like how it gets them on the ball and it gets us creating chances. I liked at times in that second half, in the last stage of the first half, we looked like we were being a lot more aggressive. We were pressing a bit more and pinching the ball in dangerous areas and looking like we would create chances from there. But look, it's baby steps, unfortunately, from that point of view.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's. I still think, look, despite it's steps in the right direction, but still a 2-0 loss, which we deserved. And we are struggling at the moment to balance. And I think it's due to a lot of the amount of injuries we have, to be honest. And we have, which we do. And if we had all the players available, I think we'd be able to manage this situation a bit better. But look, to be fair, results-wise, apart from today, like the midweek results haven't been bad. It's just performances have been pretty bad.
Yeah, and the weird thing about it is, like, when you're talking about the best one out of the lot is the only one that's resulted in a loss.
Yeah.
So that's just the way it goes sometimes. But I think, like, players like Richarlison, like, they need to be grabbing these opportunities with both hands, because he's got Muani breathing down his neck. He's got Solanke to come back as well. Like, he had the chances. He had the chances today, Richarlison, to bring us back level and to bring us back into the game. So I was really disappointed with Richarlison today.
Yeah, I think half of it will go on, Brian.
No, I was just about to say, I think the main one that's really doing it for me with Richarlison is that whipped in ball that you thought maybe he'd just been behind it. I think he could have got to it. I really think Dan Burn may have off-put it. But we saw as well there was a chance when we're building up on the left, and Richie's picking the ball up on the left and crossing it in. If you're not crossing it in, if you're crossing it in, who's in your place? We just need... That's why I keep saying, when Solanke comes back, or now one is getting fit, Solanke will stay in the box. Whether he can stay fit, whether he can all of a sudden score goals on the regular, I don't know, but he will be there. His strength and aerial ability is key, but Spurs need to find a killer in up top. Newcastle lost Isaac and went and found Watermeter and paid the big money for him, and they're reaping the rewards, aren't they? We've been left short in that department with big players leaving. They've replaced Isaac in one window, in the same window.
Yeah.
Whereas we go on and need to wait years and years or windows and windows to replace big players that have left, and Spurs need to find a striker.
Yeah,
we have
big
3
time.
at the moment, so we've got
They need a better one.
only
Well, we don't know about Muani.
That's the thing. Muani and Solanke are both out at the moment, so we just haven't seen enough of them.
Muani's back.
Muani's back, but he can just about play 60 minutes, so you've got to give him an opportunity. Richarlison's been playing the brunt of football. I think half of the problem today was the delivery to him. I think it was just either a centimetre behind him or a centimetre in front of him for too many times, and then he had that one big chance right at the end of the half where he has to score. I mean, the other ones, I think they would have been good goals if he scores them. And I wouldn't say that he has to, like, they're gilt-edge opportunities. I think he had one gilt-edge opportunity and then maybe a couple of half chances, and then a couple of times the delivery wasn't good enough, or good enough for him to score, essentially, because it was either behind him or in front of him. So he has to be doing better. Look, when you're a Premier League striker at our club against a good team like Newcastle, and you get a chance, you've got to score it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you get punished, and that's what happened today, unfortunately.
Yeah, exactly. Especially a striker you spent 60 million on, you expect better, to be honest. So Yeah, disappointing to come away with a 2-0 loss. Obviously out the cup. We move on to Chelsea. So don't get any easier. Chelsea on the weekend at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And we need a win, people.
But in hindsight, do you think it was a mistake to rest Kudus, rest Van de Ven? Like,
well,
could he have played those players?
I don't think Johnson was too bad today, to be honest. I think, he was putting in crosses. He looked quite decent out on that right-hand side. And when we did make those changes, we were all calling it for so long, calling for it for half-time. When we did make the changes, it didn't make too much of a difference. Like,
They had Bruno and Tonali and Joe Lennon on
I think Kudus got marked out of the game pretty much. Muani, make a little bit of an impact, but not exactly game-changing impact. So, yeah, mate, you could say he got it wrong, but you need to change it. When you've got so many games and not so many players, you need to make the changes to keep players fresh. So
I agree.
Can't really lay it down too much on Frank for the team that he's picked.
Yeah, and I think Van de Ven definitely needed a rest. No, he hasn't. He's been playing superbly, but we know with Van de Ven, he does need resting. He does need looking after. So would it have made a difference with him on? Probably from 90 minutes, but
yeah, we did score from that. We conceded from a set piece, and we conceded
but this
from
is
a
the time, like you said, both years he has picked something up. All right, it's changed his running style. He's not using his pace. Was that the right move to do? Time will tell, won't it?
All right, so that's the match reaction. Shall we have a look at some of these player ratings?
Let's do it. Do you have them?
I'm not sure if they do, actually.
It's Carabao. Yeah, they should do.
Yeah, they do have them. All right, let's have a look at these player ratings and see what we think. So first up, we're going to look at Antonin Kinski. They're giving him a 6.1. I think he needs to be lower than that just for the goal that we conceded, man. There's such a big moment. Oh, there we go. Antonin Kinski. Such a big moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. To be fair, what I will say in Kinski's defence is I did think his passing was actually really good. And there was some really good distribution there, in much better than what we see from Vicario, to be honest, a lot of the time. And right onto, it wasn't like into Richarlison's area, it was like right onto his foot. And there was that one where he did for Bergvall as well, which set us up on an attack. So that was really positive, but he had one save to make the whole game. And obviously made the mistake. So
what are we giving Kinski? 5? I'm giving 5.
Yeah, 5. Unfortunately, it was a big moment in the game.
Pedro Porro got a 6.9. 2 clearances, 4 duels, 1. 36 out of 46 accurate passes, 73 touches. I thought Porro was decent.
I think he was better defensively than he did attackingly.
Yeah.
I think that's been the story of his season.
Well, he did do that one chance for Richarlison, didn't he?
That great ball, yeah.
And then he had there was that one move where he lobs it to Brennan and Brennan flicks it to Bergvall, and Bergvall then laid it across the face of the goal. That was decent, but yeah, I mean Barnes was quite dangerous, I felt, throughout the game.
6.
No, I'm going to stick with I'm around that up to a 7.
You giving Porro a 7?
Yeah.
Sim?
So yeah, 6.5 if we're doing halves.
6.5.
6.5.
João Palhinha gets a 6.5. 4 duels, 1, 3 clearances, 2 fouls drawn, 1 aerial duel, 1. What I was actually impressed with Palhinha today is him on the ball. A few nice passes from him today, and also a few nice pirouettes where, it looked like he was a bit press resistant today, João Palhinha.
He did. I mean, like you said, he did well when he got across it as well, didn't he? When he was just holding the ball up and then he did a little turn. You just know what you're getting from that man, don't you? You just know what you're getting game in, game out. And we talk about players needing a rest. He does not look like he needs one, though, does he?
No.
He just does what he does so well.
I think in a weird way it's probably more easier to be a bit press resistant at centre back than it is in midfield, because you get a bit more space and a bit more time.
Yeah.
But I think he played well, actually. I'll give him credit. Stepping into an unfamiliar position, I actually think he did quite well.
Yeah, I'm going to give him a 7.
Yep.
Yeah, 7.
Kevin Danso gets 6.9. 8 clearances, 4 duels, 1 aerial duel, 1. As leader of the Kevin Danso supporters club.
Well, I'm rounding up to a 7 immediately. I mean, he gave you, when you do the commentary, it was his mistake that gave the ball away, the Newcastle second goal. But there's so much going on before the cross comes in that should have been dealt with and whatnot. But you know what you get with that man. So yeah, 7.
Yeah, I'll give him a 7 as well, to be fair. Jed Spence gets 6.7. I think they've done him a bit dirty there, to be honest. I think, yeah, look, maybe if you round it up, it's a probably fair mark. But I thought he was pretty good today, Jed Spence. 8 duels won, 5 clearances, 2 aerial duels won. I thought he was really hard to handle on that left-hand side.
Yeah, I think he played well, actually, really well. I think his physicality, his speed, the amount of times he's bursting centrally. The thing is, with Spence, he looked at his best when he burst into the centre and he exploited that space. But we need him we need him out wide. That's the problem. But he played well today. It's not going to begrudge him, but I just think we do miss a doggy. But yeah, he was good.
Bentancur gets a 6.8. Not much stats behind it, but he gets a 6.8. Yeah, I thought he was decent. I thought he was better in the first half than he was in the second, but yeah, I don't know.
I'm trying to remember what he did.
There were some nice composure moments in the centre of the midfield from him, but yeah, look, he did fine. He did, obviously
I'd
he didn't
probably
have
give him a
anything.
6.
Yeah, 6 probably. He did fine.
Right.
Yeah, I'll go with that because, like I said, I just can't remember.
Pape Matar, the highest rated player yet, with 7.1.
Really?
1 shot, 1 cross, 43 out of 51 accurate passes, 2 interceptions. Obviously, he forced Ramsdale into the best save of the game. He was all right. I don't think he was 7.1. I'd probably keep him at a 6.
Yeah, I think first half a bit anonymous. I think he actually grew into it a bit more in the second half.
Agreed to the 6.
Lucas Bergvall, highest rated player yet, 7.5, 1 shot, 37 out of 39 accurate passes, 3 key passes on the day as well. I thought Bergvall was absolutely brilliant in the first half, and when we were on top, he was the one, heavily involved in everything that we were doing. I did feel like kind of as the game wore on, kind of tired out of it, but I was very happy with Lucas Bergvall.
So it's here, 6 out of 6 dribbles completed.
Wow.
And 8 out of 10 duels won.
He's had a blinder then, hasn't he?
Yeah. Would you give him an 8 or would you stick with a 7?
I think I'll probably stick with a 7. I think stats are stats, but I think when you're watching him, I think he did a lot of good, but I think you need to do a bit more if you're going to get into an 8 territory. But no, he was great. I actually thought there were times when we were looking out of the game, and he was one of the ones looking to drag us back into it. And he was kind of stepping up when a lot of people were hiding. So that was good. But yeah, 7. I'll give him a 7. I think he was played quite well.
So Brennan Johnson gets a 6.4. 1 shot, 4 crosses, 11 passes out of 17, 28 touches. I thought, it's been better than maybe what he has shown on a lot of the times this season. He got himself involved. He was putting in crosses into the box. But they need to be a bit more accurate.
Yeah, I think first half he did do some good. There were a couple of very good crosses he put in that Richarlison just couldn't get a hold of. There's also that header to set up that attack. He gave the ball a little bit away at the very beginning of the game, didn't he?
Yeah.
But I think he had more impact in this game than he has done in recent games, that's for damn sure.
I think this setup helps him a bit more from what we did from Sunday and today. I think he's looked a bit better in the last 2 games. I think he's getting more involved. He's got players closer to him as well, which helps him. So he's not I feel like when he's too isolated, it's so easy for him to give the ball away, which he does. But I think when he's got players closer together like that, like the chance Sarr missed, which Ramsdale saved, he held it up, passed it into Xavi, who laid off the side. That was good play from Brennan. Yep. So look, I don't think it was anything exceptional. I'll give him a 6, but I think that's better than what he usually serves up.
Do you reckon Xavi being next to him helped him a lot?
For sure. 100%, and kudos to being next to him the other day helps him just get more involved, because sometimes he lets the game pass him by and he's anonymous.
Yeah,
but he's a lot more involved in these last 2 games, I felt.
Yeah, so 6 for Brendan. You going any different?
No, I'll stay that.
Xavi gets a 7. 2 shots, 1 cross, 2 key passes, 1 interception as well. I like Xavi's performance today, and I think since every game he's started, I think this is the best of the lot, to be honest. I know it's not a great bar because he hasn't been great for us so far, and the last half an hour at Brighton obviously is his best performance for us. But I think since he's been from his starting role, I thought he got involved. He was spraying some nice passes about. He grew
that one in the first.
Yeah, I mean, he grew into the game as the game was wearing on, and I think when we were on top in the last 20 minutes, he was heavily involved in a lot of the good stuff that we were doing. So I think it's a step forward for Xavi.
Yeah, I think 7's pretty accurate. I think he was also forcing a lot of fouls. He was getting fouled a lot. Which means they were struggling to keep him in check. I felt in the box that moment where he lays off the side, just the presence of mind to understand what the best option is at any point. That was really good. There were sometimes he knew the best option, the execution wasn't right. That he tried to slip in Brennan and he overhit it. We want to see him have a few more efforts to goal because we know he's got a good shot on him. But yeah, I think I liked him today. I wouldn't say it's anything exceptional. You still want more from him, but it's again getting more involved. And he wasn't anonymous. He wasn't bullied out the game. He was involved, so I liked it.
Yeah, I mean, we look at it. A lot of the talk has been he's looked a little bit short of confidence, and he might have shot here. He might have done this when he was in Germany, but I think today you saw he did want to get involved. He was heavily involved in the first half. Looked a lot brighter. Had that double shot right at the end where we thought it was off for a corner, but it didn't look like it was. But it was brighter from him, and hopefully that will give him the little confidence for Chelsea.
Yeah. Last of the starting 11 was Richarlison. They've given him a 6.9. Richarlison, 4 shots, 3 on target. 14 passes, 29 touches, 4 fouls drawn. I think every single one of those were from Fabian Schär as well. Yeah, I mean, look, Richarlison was getting himself in good positions, but didn't do much with it.
No. And how many shots did you say?
4 shots, 3 on target.
Yeah.
So you had the
Quite
header.
weak. Obviously, he had 2 slides and then far post, which he just missed as well.
So what are the 3 had on target?
He had one. He had a header at the end of the first
shot.
half. He had a header in the second half, which was straight at Ramsdale, very easy. And then he had a shot blocked, and he had what other one was on target? He had that one where Porro crossed it and he volleyed it.
Yeah. That's the one I couldn't think of.
Look, I think Richarlison was a bit of a nuisance today, but I actually thought his hold-up play was a lot better today than it has been in other games recently as well. And the fact he was drawing fouls is good, but you're a striker, and when you get in those positions, you've got to bury one of those chances.
Next up is the substitutes. Randall Kolo Muani gets a 6.3. Look, a few nice moments, but he didn't make too much of an impact. I was happy with the few moments that I saw, and obviously you never know what could have happened if he could have carried on doing that run when the referee tackled him. But I do like the moments I see from Randall.
Yeah, Joe, for me right now, it's just him it's good that he's just got more extra minutes. I think he starts against Chelsea, and obviously those minutes will help him to start at Everton, and hopefully that he'll now start getting the flow of it, and he will start firing against Chelsea, please God. But like you said, that run that he went on, forget the referee's touch on where it would have been. The actual what he did to get into that position was incredible.
Yeah.
And I think by the time he moved up front, he's on the left, wasn't he, for a bit? And by the time he moved up front, again, Newcastle made their changes and it was hard for him to impact the game.
Yeah. I think probably a 6 is fair for Randall. And then Mohamed Kudus, who gets a 6.5. I mean, I'm not sure why he gets higher than Muani, to be honest. I don't know. I don't remember Kudus doing much apart from that fight with Joe Linton. He didn't do much, did he?
No, I really don't think he did. I think he put one cross in, didn't he? Right at the end, where it didn't go to anyone. I don't know how he's got higher than Muani.
I think Kudus probably gets a 5, to be honest.
Didn't do much.
Yeah.
It was struggled.
And Matisse Tell gets a 6.3.
Don't know how he touched the ball.
He got 4 touches.
4 touches.
4 touches.
We've got a 6.3 for it.
Drew 1 foul and made 1 pass in those 4 touches.
I guess it's hard to, judge of stuff.
How does that get a 6.3? What, 4 touches?
But when you enter the pitch, what do you enter as on a rating? You know what I mean? Do you enter with a rating and then you go up and down via it?
Surely
I think everyone rent. Yeah, you enter as a 5. I think.
I don't know. I think you might enter as a. Maybe you. Yeah, I guess you do enter as a 5.
That's a real chicken and egg moment.
Yeah.
That's a very good question.
And then you only get 10 minutes. I don't know.
Anyway, those are our player ratings. Let us know in the comment section below how accurate. What would your player ratings be in the comment section below? But let's move on, and it is time for you guys to have your say, and let's get George on.
Talking about player ratings.
Oh,
how you doing, George, mate?
Yes. The deadly combo, tired and angry.
What's angering you the most about today's performance?
I don't even know. Just attitudes, the referees, the
Sorry,
fans.
George, we're just
Joe,
Just changing
Go on.
headphones here.
Yeah, all good.
You good?
Yeah, we just need one in there.
Sim?
Let's start that again.
Yeah.
Let's start that again.
You're tired and angry.
George,
All good. Yeah.
what's angering you
Tired
the
and
most
angry.
about today?
Everything from the referee to their fans to some of our players' attitudes to Joe Linton. Uh, yeah, just wasn't our day today.
Yeah, in terms of player attitudes, let's elaborate on that. What did you mean by that?
Mate, I know you guys like him and you've rated him well today, and uh, I think again he's a good player. I feel like I'm picking on him because I mention his name every week, every game. It feels like at a minute. But Jed Spence walking around like he's too good for being on the pitch sometimes. When I saw a comment earlier and it said we're really missing Destiny Udogie, and I couldn't agree more with that. The thing that really frustrates me, you see a lot of people saying Ange in, get Ange back, Frank out, and I think that's all stupid. Like, you know what my thoughts on that are. But in the sense of missing Ange ball, that's what frustrates me the most about Jed Spence is when he's on the ball, he'll pull it forwards and then he'll just stop. And then he'll go backwards or across.
Why do you what? You
And
think
it-
that's
it just-
you think that's an attitude thing?
No, the attitude thing is just where you see him walking around. I think it's just the way he walks, to be fair. It's probably because he's a London boy. But he just walks around like he's too good to be on the pitch sometimes. But
But do you not
yeah,
think he had a
that's
good game
probably just-
today?
I don't know. I think it was one of his better games recently, but I think a lot of the players are just not being on it recently. I don't know what it is. I don't want to put it solely down to Frank. Again, I think Frank should have made substitutions earlier, so that's probably my only main issue with him. Other than that, we needed to do rotation. We have no other options other than Jed. Porro needs a rest. It was a good idea to bring Mickey out. He needed a rest. I just think there was a lot that went against us all in one go, and then you have the referee being how he was.
So yeah, tell me about that,
Sir
George.
James
What were your
Park.
feelings on the goal? Sorry, that was obviously the first goal that was scored. Jed Spence doing his laces, and the
Yeah,
referee allowing the corner to be taken as soon as he was finished, and not allowing him to get back in position.
As a referee myself, um, it's a difficult one. Like he fucked up because he should have blown the whistle. There's no rule saying you should or shouldn't, but for a substantial period of play where the ball's out, you should blow the whistle to signify a resumption, especially when it's due to a player tying their laces, or at least just let them get back in position. But if you look where he was spending so much time doing up, the referee actually waved for the corner to come in before Jed had even gotten up. It just so happened Jed gets up and then they play the corner really quickly. It makes it look even worse. Um, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. We can't hold the referee solely accountable for that. They've got to be switched on, and the fact that there were three players over in the corner with them left so many people unmarked in the box. Who was there? It was Jed, I think Xavi, and one other. Can't remember who it was.
Who
But that-
were
that
battling
should-
for Shah with Shah
Yeah, I think so.
and Dancer. I think the other one
Well,
was.
Xavi should never be having to.
The thing is, if you watch it, was
No,
Dan-
he's saying
it was-
Javi was in the corner.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Oh, in
Which
the
was-
corner, you mean?
So there were three players, including Jed, down tying his lace, but then there were three,
Yes.
including him, who were over for the short corner.
Sorry,
And that
yes,
left
yes,
so many
yes.
people unmarked in the box.
Gotcha.
And that's where I think the referee messed up. Is he should have blown the whistle. He should have let him get back in position. But as soon as he's waved, like play on, bring it in.
Should
you can't
Tottenham
really
though
do
be more
anything.
prepared for like that eventuality? If even if a player's doing their laces, but I guess it's one of those moments. Once you see a player down doing his laces, you kind of just switch off, don't you? Because you just wait for him to get back up.
Again, yes and no. You're professionals at the end of the day. If you're watching a Sunday league game, yeah, that kind of shit can happen. But in a professional match, they should be switched on at all times. As far as I'm concerned, they're paid tens of thousands, some of them a lot more than that, every week. And the least I want you to do is put a shift in and stay switched on. That's it. And I feel like a lot of them didn't even put a shift in properly today. It's like they were trying for that first like 70%, and then as soon as the ball like bounced away from them, they weren't going for it. There were so many first balls that they were just Spurs players were not winning. They weren't challenging for. Um, yeah, not happy with it. But on a more positive note, Xavi Simons looked better today. It was good to get Kolo Muani on and get a few more minutes in his legs. I agree with you. I think it was Brian. I think you said it about him starting on Chelsea game.
Yeah. For Moani, yeah, I think he will do. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he has to. I really do think he has to. I mean, I haven't rated Richie a 7 or above since since Brighton. So I really think he's got to come in. I rated him a 3 today.
George, in terms of build up and be able to create chances from open play, did you take away from this game any positives, any kind of moves in the right direction from Spurs in terms of their general gameplay?
Yeah, midfield looked good. I think the midfield was our sort of highest point of the game today. The best thing that we could have brought away from the game anyway. Obviously, we've had both Paulinho and Bentancur on the pitch, but not occupying the same position. And I think that really, again, just proves what I've been saying for so long, and what a lot of Spurs fans have been saying, that when they're playing in the same position, there's just not as much creativity. But bringing in Bergvall to aid in the midfield, we've got that creativity there. Look what happened to Xavi. He's had arguably one of his best games for us because he's got the creativity behind him. Now he just needs someone in front of him. It made me laugh, right? Were you guys watching on Sky or ITV?
Yeah, we were watching on Sky, yeah.
So they probably didn't say it on Sky, but on ITV before the kickoff or half time, they said Xavi's looking really good, but imagine someone like, oh my God, I'm so tired, I've even forgotten his name. Plays number 9 for PSG, but they said if they had someone like him as our number 9, he would be on fire. He'd be playing balls through, but having Richarlison,
I think you're talking about Gonçalo Ramos.
Yeah, I think so. Mate, I'm so tired. I've been up since 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm knackered. But I don't even think I heard what they said. But it was, yeah, a PSG striker, Dembele maybe even. I don't know. If we had someone like that, then he would be awesome. It's like, well, we're Spurs. Are we ever going to have that? The closest we're going to get to that is bringing Harry Kane back. And what's all of this about Son coming back?
Yeah, we'll see about that. He's coming back to say goodbye to the fans. I think that's what he's coming back for.
Exactly. I think a lot of people are getting the wrong end of the stick on that. I don't think he's going to come back and play for us. I've seen somewhere that he said he's going to come back in the off-season and play for us for a little bit. It's like, really?
Why would you do that? I'll take it in a heartbeat.
100%. I think every Spurs fan would, especially after today. But we do need some firepower. We need something up front. We've got the defence worked on, fixed, sorted. Arguably, in my opinion, one of the best defenders in the world in Mickey van der Ven. Then you've got next to him a World Cup winner, serious experience, take no prisoners captain. We've got that defence sorted out. We've got Udogie. Spence is a good defender. I just don't like him going forwards. Porro. They're all really good. Midfielders, really good. We need to sign Paulinho. We need to get his signature and get him under contract as opposed to just loan. We've got the wingers. We just need a left winger and a striker.
All right.
That's it.
George, I think it's time to let you get some sleep, mate. But thank you for coming on today.
See you later, George.
No worries. Thanks for having us. And yeah, sorry, that was a bit of a shit one.
Cheers for coming on, mate. Come on, you Spurs. So if we would have won today, we would have got Fulham at home. That's what the draw was. And also, Frank said in his post-match press conference that we created some big chances today, but sometimes Richarlison arrived too late.
It's true.
Yeah. But let's welcome back to the channel, Mr. Stelios.
What's up, bro?
Looking good, Stel.
Hello, how are you? Yeah.
Is that what you go by now, Mr. Stelios? Big up to you, Stel.
You've had a nice haircut today.
Yeah, I've bought myself a wig, so I thought I might as well change my name. And, Mr. Stelios, it is now. How are you guys? You guys good?
Yeah, not bad, mate. Not bad, mate. What was your thoughts on the game today, mate?
I'm a bit of a mixed bag, really. I thought that I personally wanted us to go really strong tonight and really strong against Chelsea, and then rotate against Copenhagen, because that's the easiest game. I really wanted us to go through in this competition because I think it's the only cup we can actually win this year. And obviously Chelsea, I always want us to beat them. It's Chelsea. I can't stand that club. So I was hoping he'd go strong tonight, strong on Saturday, and then rest the players rotate during the Champions League. So he kind of went semi-strong tonight, but I'm not angry about it, because if you look at all the other games tonight, Arsenal, Brighton, Wolves, Chelsea, Palace, Liverpool, they all rested players. I mean, go look at Liverpool's starting lineup tonight. Go look at Arsenal's starting lineup. Everyone rested players. So it's understandable that Frank rotated, because he knows that we can't play the strongest team every single game. But I would have gone strong tonight and against Chelsea and rested players for the Copenhagen game. So I'm not angry, because I understand it, but it's not what I would have done, personally speaking. I think dropping Vicario I don't get it. I don't. He's been our most informed player the last couple of games, and you drop him. I don't think that was the right move. And I also think that you probably should have started Van de Ven, because he's our top goal scorer. He's our best player from set pieces, and he's our best defender. I understand changing the striker because we've got another striker, Richarlison. I understand changing the winger because we've got other players that can play on the wing. So resting Moani and Kudus made sense to me. I would have started Vicario and Van de Ven, though, because we don't have cover at the back. Taking Paulinho out of a position that he's been brilliant at and shoehorning him into centre-back, I would have just played Van de Ven there. And I definitely would have started Vicario. So other than that, the other 9 players make sense to me. I get it. I totally understand why he started the other 9.
Yeah, but I mean, with Mickey, he breaks down every year at this point of the season. So is it not right to manage those minutes?
Yeah, yes and no. It depends. Like, do you want to win the Carabao Cup or not? Like, if you want to win this cup, you play your best team. That's how I look at it. And you know, this is the only competition I think we can win. I don't think we're going to win the Premier League. I mean, it'd be nice, but yeah, let's get real.
Someone
the Champions League. Sim, if we go away to the Emirates and beat them, I'll believe, right? I'll start believing, right? Champions League, forget it. I think nobody even expects us to win that. Let's hope we even get to the knockout stage. The FA Cup, never say never, but I think the stronger clubs take that competition a bit more serious than what they do the Carabao Cup. So I thought this was our best chance of winning a trophy. So I would have gone the best I possibly could have for the starting 11. So yes, I get why he dropped Van de Ven, which is why I haven't come on the show screaming, shouting, and I get it. I understand it. It's just not what I would have personally done.
But on the game in general, though, in terms of we lost 2-0, but how did you analyse what happened on the pitch?
Newcastle started the better team. I think they should have gone 2-3-0 up, if I'm honest with you. The first goal we conceded, if you actually go back and watch it, Bergvall, he pushes Danzo. Danzo then gets pushed forward. So then when the Newcastle player jumps up, Danzo's now, he's jumping from a weaker position. I don't know why, but Bergvall pushed Danzo out of the way, almost to say, I've got it. He pushes Danzo out of the way, and then Bergvall doesn't even jump. And Danzo jumps. So I actually think that goal we conceded, it's on Bergvall. Go back and watch it. He literally pushes Danzo out of the way. I think Danzo would have won that header. And then I also think Vicario would have saved that because he's in top form, and that's exactly the kind of short-range, get-down save that he would have made. I also think that if we had a proper footballer that could play in the number 9, we would have scored a couple of goals ourselves as well in the first half. We created chances. The last 15, 20 minutes, we created chances, but we're in this strange world where you've got some fans that want to give Richarlison time. He'll come good, be patient. All these kind of, go-to lines that people say to justify a poor player who shouldn't be at the club. Guys, I'll say it. Richarlison is absolute garbage, man. He's a rubbish striker. He's not even the level below good. So good strikers, Harry Kane, Son, Berbatov, Keane. We've had so many good strikers. Then you've got the level below, which is still okay. Freddie Kanute, Gordon Jury, remember him? Pavlyuchenko. He's not even that level. He doesn't even meet that level. In fact, he's worse than Helder Postiga. I think he's worse than Chris Armstrong.
He's worse than Helder Postiga.
You're going to say Vincent Janssen next? Vincent
Janssen. He's such a terrible football player. And the only praise he gets is for shithousery. Since when was that even a talent or something to be proud about?
You know what, Stel? I was actually with you until you called him worse than Helder Postiga, man.
I just can't believe he's Tottenham's number 9, man. He's awful.
Still, we always knew going into this window, left winger and striker is the main issue that Spurs need to address in this squad.
Yeah.
Going into this January, I was like, no, do you know what? I think the left winger is more important to bring it in January than striker. I don't know if I still believe that. I know we've got Mawani, I know we've got Solanke, but we don't know when he's back and fit. But we need a killer. We were creating, we just don't have a killer. So if you could sign one now, or Spurs sign one in January for you, left winger or striker, what's your priority?
Striker.
Okay.
Striker all day long. We are the top scorers in the Premier League without any decent forwards. Right? Matthias Tel, the most overhyped young player I've ever seen at Spurs. Odebert, he's getting better. He doesn't create. He doesn't score. Right? So I don't know what he's getting better at. Richarlison, I've told you what I think of him. Solanke, when he's fit, I don't rate him. I don't think he's anything special. And Johnson, I think if you lay a through ball to him and he's one-on-one with the keeper, I think he might do something. But if we're not doing that, he's also useless. So
I think he was right today, still.
Sorry?
I thought Johnson did good bits today.
Brian, listen, we need players that can score goals.
Correct, I agree that.
Our top goal scorer is Mickey van der Ven.
Yep.
Our second top goal scorer is own goals. And then we're hoping that Paulinho or Kudus or some random player puts the ball in the back of the net. It's phenomenal, actually. When you deep it, how are we the top scorers in the Premier League? It beggars belief. If we had Kane, if we had Prime Son, if we had, do you know what, sod it, Jason Dezell. I don't care. Right?
You always have to do it with the last one, man.
Jason Dezell.
You got to add a bit of theatrics to the calling. Always, you've got to add a little bit of spice. We would be hands down clear top scorers in the league, and that's without having too many players that can create. Yeah, we get balls in the box, but actual creation from that number 10, number 8 role, we don't really create much. I don't think Xavi Simons is playing particularly well at the moment. Yeah, he looked a bit better tonight, but again, he's yet to show us why we spent 50 million. And by the way, I like him. I was really happy when we signed him, but he just hasn't hit the ground running just yet. So, we don't really have any creative players in the middle. We get some crosses in the box. Kudus is good. We know he's very good. It's amazing that we've scored 17 goals in the league this year. I actually can't believe it. I genuinely can't believe it. If we had a proper striker tonight, I don't think we lose that game, guys. I don't think.
Okay,
honestly, I don't think we lose it.
So you don't think you wouldn't blame the manager then tonight for the loss?
Look, I've said from the start of the season, Frank gets 1 year to show me he can progress us, and I also said that I'll be honest with what he does as we go along. I don't blame the manager for what I'm seeing up front. I think any Spurs fans that blame him for what we're seeing up front is, they need to get real and be honest about how poor some of the players are in this club. If I could get rid of Richie, Solanke, Tell, Odebert, Johnson, Gray tomorrow, I'd get rid of
Gray.
Yeah, and Gray. I don't rate him, guys. Just a personal opinion. I know others will think, no, give it time. I'd get rid of all of them. And the money we spent on them, like Archie Gray, 30 million, Odebert, 30 million, Tell, 35 million, Richie, 65, Solanke, 60, Johnson, 50. I think I've just raised about 250 million pounds. I'm sure we can buy 4 players for that money that are bloody good. So I think you cannot blame Frank for that. You simply can't blame him. If they're the options he's got, you've got to look upstairs and say, what's the recruitment team, what's the board been doing for the last 5-6 years? Where our question, Frank, is, if you really, really wanted to win tonight, did you need to drop Vicario and Van der Ven? I don't think you did, And also, you can see Richarlison's playing absolute garbage. Bring on Moani at half-time. Don't wait. Bring on Dane Scarlett. He can't be worse than Richie. Bring him on at half-time. They're the only things I would question Frank. But to blame him, I think it's very, very harsh to do that. You've got to give the man a year. He needs a year to suss out exactly how bad this squad is and how good the good players really are as well. We do have some really good players at this club, but I don't think we've got as many good players as some fans think, actually. I think, and you can see it, guys. Away in the Premier League, we're brilliant. Away in the Premier League, we are the best team in the United Kingdom. Fact. At home, we're meh. In the cup competitions in Europe, we're awful, like dreadful on the road. So you can tell he can get a tune out of the current squad because we're seeing it away from home, but he can't get a tune out of them every single week because they're not good enough. The players aren't good enough, and that's just the reality of it. And that's where we are as a club. We need to really bring in more players that suit what Frank wants to do. That's how. That's what
we're
I'm
9
seeing.
games in. It's only end of October now, but consistency for a new manager, it's not going to come in the first 3 months, is it?
It's not going to come with these players, Sim. We finished 17th last year with these players, and that's when we actually had some good players in the more attacking areas like Kulu and Maddison.
And Son.
I'm sure. Yeah, okay, we'll put Son in there because he's a good player. He's better than what we've got now, but he was on his way kind of out anyway. I think when Kulu and Maddison come back fit, and probably Solanke because he's better than Richie, we should be better in the final third. But still, those players finished 17th last year. And we need to really invest in some really good players. And I think just stop overhyping some of the mediocrity at this football club. I struggle to watch some of the players that we've got at the moment, and it's a difficult watch at times. When it clicks and we're just very pragmatic, a bit boring, solid, more of a set piece team, a bit of counter-attacking play, we actually look quite good. We actually look like we're capable. But to do that every single week with players at this club that aren't good enough, I don't think you can polish a turd no matter how long you wait. It's still going to be a turd. In a month, in 3 months, in 6 months, it's going to be what it is.
All right, big up, Stel. Thanks for coming on today, my friend.
I'll speak to you tomorrow.
Yeah. Take care, guys. Keep it up. Keep up
Be
the good work.
up,
See you later, bro.
Cheers, mate. Speak to you soon. That was Stelios. You can't polish a turd.
That's the takeaway, isn't it? That is the takeaway.
He's being very harsh on a lot of our players, I think. But
Let's get our next guest's opinion, because I think he'll have a very different opinion to our last guest, and it goes by the name of Ariane. Ariane, how you doing, mate?
All right. I don't think my opinion is actually that much different from Stelios. Maybe not in the way you think, because I think overall, the main takeaway that I have is kind of similar to his. Squad's pretty shit, right? And you can't polish a turd. He said it best. You can't. Some of this squad is just not good enough. He's absolutely right about Tell, Richarlison, Odegaard. The only player that I kind of disagree with him is I think Gray is a pretty decent player.
Agreed.
But besides that, I don't really think he got anything wrong, to be honest. I think he was spot on. We look quite good when we're solid and we're away from home where we're expected to be the team that's going to maybe sit back a little bit and play on the counter, which is what he was doing at Brentford. And so you bring in Frank, who's been playing underdog football for a number of years, and in the situation where we're underdogs, he performs well. And why are we underdogs? Because our squad's not good enough. And I was saying it in a Twitter space a little bit ago. We probably have, pound for pound, the 10th best squad in the Premier League. The 10th? Do we have a better
10th best squad? Do you
Not
think so?
the best starting 11. Not best starting 11. I think our starting 11 is quite good. But in terms of our squad, you look. Here's what I was trying to say.
Are you
I look
including
at
our
Arsenal's
current injured
starting
players in that?
No. I mean, yes. Even if you put our injured players in, I think in terms of the whole squad, besides maybe Madison, 'cause I think Madison's like gone. If you look at the whole squad, right? Not the starting 11, the whole squad. I don't think we have a better squad than. I don't think we have a better squad than Newcastle. I don't think we have a better squad than Brighton. I don't think we have a better squad than anybody in the top 6.
Brighton.
I think we've
In
got a
terms of
better
depth?
squad than them, but they might have better attacking options than us potentially. But I think the
But that's
squad.
part of it, right? I think our attacking options are so bad that our squad.
But I mean, in
is just
midfield, I
not-
think we're stronger than some of these teams. Maybe not Newcastle.
But that's what I'm saying.
Defense,
Like
we
that
are.
compounds. I agree with you. I'm just saying, right? Here's the main thing. Like the main idea of what I'm trying to say. Our team is just not good enough to compete on multiple fronts. Right? It's just not.
Yeah.
So I looked at Arsenal's starting 11 today versus Brighton, and it was literally rotated 10 or 11 players. Like maybe Eberechi Eze is the only player that gets in the starting 11. Maybe they have Odegaard, right? Every single player on that team was that team against our team is a close game. Against our first team, that's a close game, and that is the level. That's the level. We're not there at all. And so Frank, to be honest, he's been working miracles at the minute, because now that we've really kind of exposed the bare bones of the squad, when not everything's good, not everyone's fresh, the games are piling on, this squad is just not good enough. And you said it, Brian. In the summer, we were all saying that winger is really important, maybe more important than a striker. Absolutely not. That striker situation is diabolical at the minute. So we need to sort it out. The squad's it's kind of as simple as that. I mean, we can go into the game and talk about the referee and talk about some decisions, and those have their place. But broad picture, big picture stuff. Even though maybe things could have gone different today, and maybe one thing here or one thing there could have gone our way, regardless of all of that, we don't have a good enough squad.
So, in time, you say there's a time and place to talk about the game. I think directly after the game would probably be that time and place. So, what you said that referee decisions? What did you think of the goal, the first goal?
I mean, I tweeted it right after. What's the point of stopping play to let Spence tie his laces if you're not going to let him get back? What's the point? Just play on then. There's no point to actually letting him tie his laces and wait for him if you're not going to just let him get back into position. At that point, you've done nothing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't understand it at all. It's a really, really stupid decision. And what I thought, actually, was 1-0 was probably a fair enough reflection of the first half anyway. But that doesn't really matter. It's not about what reflection. It's about what goal goes in. And the goal that went in for them was really stupid. It shouldn't have, I think 10 times out of 10 I've seen that before. On a free kick, whatever, they're like, let the player get back into position, and then they blow for the. Why is he waving on for the corner as soon as Spence is done? What is actually the point? You let him tie his laces to say, all right, you clearly have an equipment problem, and I don't really care if Odegaard pushed anyone. That's not my concern. It doesn't matter. You can say, oh well, the defending was bad. It doesn't matter if Spence was there. The entire thing is different, right? It's effectively like having a red card for that specific set piece. That's what it was. We had a missing player. I had a red card because we were playing with one less player defending, and so we concede. And then the game stays different because we know Newcastle, they're gonna play deeper, and we got punished for something that was effective. And also, don't even get me started on that wonderful tackle on Colomani. Just stole the ball. I mean, that was Palhinha-esque from him. Phenomenal from Kavanagh.
Did you see more today than maybe what we haven't seen in the last couple of weeks? We've been able to create chances from open play, build up, play, progression.
Yeah, I think we looked quite good actually going forward. And Richarlison is simply not our guy. He's not good enough whatsoever. Very, very poor in pretty much every way. I mean, if we had a real number 9, the attacking play that we actually were giving him, the service we were giving him was good enough that we would have ended up getting a win, I think. Because I think I was telling my dad while I was watching the game, part of the tragedy isn't even that it's Richarlison who's our striker, it's that it used to be Harry Kane. The drop from Harry Kane to Richarlison is like, I imagine, you think if Kane was playing, we don't score a minimum of 2 in that first half alone?
Yeah,
right.
So true.
So
right, but he's the best striker in the world.
That's what I'm saying. It's part of the tragedy, right? But even forget about Harry Kane. Literally, you bring Voltemata, who plays for them. They just got him this season. If we had Voltemata, if we switch strikers, the game flips, and that's on its own thing. Whatever, we can talk about Richarlison not being good enough until the cows come home. Let's talk about the positives. Yes, I think Xavi Simons, even though he had some very, very poor moments, like switching the ball like Emerson Royale, completely hitting it out of play. But overall, I think he was getting some really good positions, creating some chances. I think I agree with Brian that I think Johnson was actually kind of improving a little bit. I think recently in the last couple of games, he looked a little bit better than normal. Hopefully, he continues improving, even though at the moment he's not good enough. I think Bergvall off the left wing, strangely enough, was actually working very well, progressing the ball. Colomwani, when he came on, really good until he got tackled by Kavanaugh. Like some really, really good moments of us progressing the ball and creating chances. And again, with a real striker, we definitely score a couple of those. And then also Ramsdale makes a wonder save for Pape Sarr's strike in the bottom corner. Different things, very slim margins, obviously, and the game could go completely differently. But it didn't. And that's football.
Frank said on Sunday he made some structural adjustments, to how we're building up and stuff. And we saw that on Sunday. We saw that similar today. Xavi and Bergvall close to each other, Spence and Johnson keeping the width. Do you think that's the way forward for us?
Absolutely. I think it was very similar to what we were doing in preseason, and it looked a lot better. And I think we're progressing. But we look a lot more threatening just going forward, whether or not we're under pressure or kind of building up and dominating. Regardless, I think it's just a much better structure than what we were doing before, which just seemed like we're separating both of our lines in an effort to make it hard to defend, but we just made it harder to attack. I don't really know what the point of that was. And it looks better now, so no complaints from me. I would also like to talk about Vicario FC back in business. That was a shambolic display from Anthony. I think Kinski's a talented goalkeeper. Hopefully he's going to grow and become better over time. But today, I think hopefully a lot of you can appreciate a little bit more what is Guillermo Vicario. A top goalkeeper. An absolutely top goalkeeper is what he is.
Yeah, I mean, Vicario ain't making that clanger that Kinski made today, I'll tell you that for free.
No.
That was
and this
shocking.
is what I was telling Sim the other day for Brighton. Look, now, retrospectively, looking at that Brighton mistake, which I think I would say it's this real only mistake. I think everything else was forced with Vicario. You look at that Brighton shot that Vicario let in a month ago, and it was, again, I watched it, Brian, remember we watched it together.
We did indeed.
I think it's poor. He could do better, but I think there was a little bit more spin on that ball. It was moving a little bit more than you realize on camera. Nothing I think Vicario has done on a Spurs shirt is as poor as what we saw from Anthony Kinski tonight.
You might be right there. You might be right there. Yeah. Ariane, leader of the Vicario fan club, taking everyone down man by man.
What did you think of the fact he didn't play Vicario and Van der Ven? Did you have any problem with that though, pre-game or?
I would have definitely played Vicario. I understand Van de Ven. I understand. I honestly kind of understand the Kinski thing too, because you need a cup goalkeeper. It's a man management thing, and I'm really not that bothered. I think that's kind of where I'm differing with Stale mostly here. I'm not really bothered about exiting this competition. I understand realistically it's the one we could have won the most. I think realistically we're not winning anything this season. It's a transitional season, right? Let's just keep it honest. You look at the goals. I don't think they've told Frank you have to win a trophy. I think it's a very weird aim to kind of sacrifice. I understand why Ange did it because he was in a different situation, but I don't think it's very useful for Frank to try to sabotage the rest of the season for a cup. I don't think that's the position we should be in this season. And I don't think we had a very realistic shot at winning. I think Arsenal probably are going to win this trophy, and I don't think even if we went to the final, the chances we would probably do a lot more harm than good trying to hurrah this trophy. Hopefully, Kinski got a little bit,
What you say? You'd rather lose to Newcastle tonight than lose to Arsenal in a semi-final or a final.
I would, but even that's not what I'm saying. Like, I think at some point I don't think we were gonna win this cup anyway, and I don't really care that we're out of it at this moment. Hopefully, it actually just eases our fixture list going into the later season. Like, right? It's not really copium. I really am not bothered. Like, I've been bothered before exiting. Like, when we lost the final to Man City like 4 years ago, I was very upset. When we lost in the Champions League against Leipzig and against Milan, I was very upset. When we lost in Zagreb, I was incredibly upset. There are games which Spurs lose that leave me very upset. When we lost to Liverpool in the Premier League, when Bergwijn couldn't find the back of the net for 15 shot attempts or whatever, I was very upset. There's games that leave me very upset. Today, I don't particularly care.
I get that, but if we win today, which we had the chances to definitely maybe even take it to penalties today, and if we win today, we get Fulham at home in the quarterfinals, which says a good chance of us getting into the semi-finals. And once you're in the semi-final, anything can happen. Surely, I mean, for me, it's always a bitter pill to swallow when we get out of any competition, no matter what it is.
Maybe we just have different perspectives. I think I just don't care this much about this. Clearly, look, whether you are going to agree with me or not, I think it's kind of clear that it's a second-rate competition. Every top side rotates, as Stale said. And they wouldn't do that if it wasn't a competition that just mattered less than other competitions, right? Like, there is a hierarchy of which competitions matter and don't matter. That exists. And this is one of them.
Beggars can't be choosers, though.
We're not beggars. We just won the Europa League. I'm not desperate for another trophy at the moment. I would rather us progress and not sacrifice this team's I would rather prioritize a league position where we can go into the Champions League and have a window like we did this summer with that quality of players than increase our fixture list, increase the load on our players, and potentially damage our run going forward into the league. And actually, we instead of knocking out here, we knock out in the final or the semi-final, don't win anything, and now we have an injured squad. We finished 7th in the Premier League, and then what? That's not. I'm sincerely saying if the choice was win the Carabao Cup, or finish higher in the Premier League, I'm finishing higher in the Premier League right now because I think that's where we should be as a team. And the evidence I have for you is we just won a trophy. We just won the Europa League. We just did that after completely tanking the Premier League season and winning a European trophy, right? We did that. That was what Ange did. And now look at where we are as a team compared to where Arsenal are as a team. They've been the bridesmaid, never the bride, second place, 1-0, ridiculed all season, but there's a clear project there. And now their second team is better than our first team. That's the difference. When you're only focused on building, that's the result you get. That's all I'm saying. And I think that's where we are.
All right, Ariane, always a pleasure, my friend. We'll speak to you next time, and let's hope for 3 points on the weekend.
Let's hope for 3 points. I think we'll get it. I think finally this is the season. Chelsea look awful. We're going to do it. Mark my words. We rested Van de Ven because he's going to score a hat-trick on Saturday.
Clipping that. Speak to you soon, Ariane.
Do you agree with them on... oh, is he gone?
Come on, you
Spurs. Do you agree with them on that trophy point? You're not as concerned this season now we've won one?
I'm always concerned. I always want trophies, no matter if we won the treble the year before. I still am dying for a trophy. The whole debate before used to be top 4 or a trophy, and it used to be, definitely trophy. Is that changed? Has that changed for you now? Now we've won one.
I still want, like I keep saying to you, the FA Cup. The FA Cup to me is everything.
Yeah, so that's a personal thing.
That one, I always want every single.
I actually feel retaining Champions League football for next season is more important than winning a Carabao or an FA Cup this season, just because of the project and who we can attract in the summer. Like, we've heard rumours, however true they are, but I believe there is some truth in it. Like, if we get Champions League, there's a chance of Harry Kane coming back, and if we don't get the Champions League, then there's no chance of it at all. So that's just like that for me in itself.
Yeah, I'm 100% convinced.
Would you rather?
But he's not coming back without Champions League football.
You've got 2 buttons.
2 buttons. FA Cup, 6th place, no Kane. No FA Cup, 4th place, Kane.
Oh, you've done.
What What
the
button,
FA Cup.
mate? Pick a button.
You've dangled the FA Cup out, mate.
FA Cup or Harry Kane?
Do you know what? For once, I'm gonna bin off the FA Cup and say Harry Kane.
All right. You
Because
heard it first.
I think with Harry Kane coming back and being in a Thomas Frank team and having people like Kudus, and if we get for that, if I could have Champions League and Harry Kane next season over an FA Cup, yeah, I'm going that.
Wow. That is breaking news
That
here
for
on
me-
We Are
for
Tottenham
me,
TV.
For me,
about the FA
no,
Cup.
for me not to say the FA Cup, but that would have to happen. Kane and Champions League football.
Wow.
There you go.
Let's keep going to our next guest, someone that we haven't seen in a while. He goes by the name of Wes
Royalty.
the King.
We are Tottenham
Big up,
TV
Wes.
royalty.
Exactly.
What's up,
Wes, how you doing, bro?
I'm good. Well, as best as we can be, given the circumstance of today. But, hey, I don't know what that was. Like, I don't know what that was. It was a lot of inconsistency is going on right now within the squad. You got players, not passing the ball or act like they never passed the ball in their life. Xavi, he's doing better. You can see today that the 4-4-2 that Frank had them in was working with him and Richarlison kind of up top and him kind of playing like as a false nine. It was working. He was getting in good positions, but you saw sometimes his passing was just at her horn sometimes. Like it just wasn't. It wasn't it. Like But I think now he's starting to figure out. I think Xavi's starting to build some form here and there, but it's just at moments you're just like, damn. It's yeah.
So what could have is there anything to do with selection, or what do you put it down to tonight? Why we went out? Is it more the players not doing their jobs, or is it a tactical setup? What was your feeling?
I'm not mad about the tactical style. I like that we're playing this like the system of like a 4-4-2. I think it's been kind of working with the level of players that we got at hand attacking wise at the moment. I feel like it's Kinski. Those 2 goals we allowed were poor goals. I'm not gonna lie. Those 2 goals were allowed with poor goals. And Kinski leaving off his line for that second goal was really the damaging goal that kind of took us out the game. He has to do a whole lot better. I don't even see why he left his line off that second goal. He wasn't going to win that one. And I feel like one of our defenders had it covered anyway. I think it was Danso who was there. I think he had that covered, but he went out there anyway and said, let me go over his head, even though Danso's superior in the air. And he let it open a wide open net, So it's just his decision making. And that's why Vicario is still going to be the number 1. But I do feel like Kinski, one of his great qualities is his play on the ball. He's great with his passing. I feel like that's what kind of helped our attack today was because of his passing. It's something that I wish Vicario could do. If Vicario had that, plus his shot stopping ability, we have one of the best goalkeepers in the world. I feel like shot stopping wise, he's one of the best in the Premier League, but we'll have one of the best goalkeepers in the world if he could do the passing like Kinski can do. And hopefully maybe over the lines, Kinski will get better. And he's a young goalkeeper. So over the next couple of years we have him, hopefully he improves. But yeah, that to me, I think it comes down a little bit to Kinski. I'm not mad about who Frank put out there. I feel like putting Bergvall kind of at the left mid was pretty smart. I think he was doing well over that position. I know some people had problems with Spence and how Spence is playing. To me, Spence was like really the only one sometimes attacking in the rain, actually getting forward and making things happen and getting out of trouble with the good dribbling that he does a lot of the time. I do feel like sometimes he'll get frustrated with just how the team is playing, so he'll start walking around kind of with bad body language and stuff like that, and he has to get that out of his mental state a lot. But one thing I do think we're missing with him being at left back from a Udoji is pretty much we don't have nobody on the left side who's really putting in crosses on the left. A lot of our crosses are coming from the right side, so it makes defenses from opponents easier to figure us out because most of our attacking like crosses are coming from the right with Kudus or Johnson on that side. we have to figure out something on the left, and hopefully that's bringing back Udoji. But even when Udoji's out there, he really doesn't do a whole lot of crosses from that side as well. He cuts in as well. It's just that he's left-footed and he cuts in. So we have to figure something out. Either we get another backup left back who can actually put crosses in on the left side to open up that, or of course, and then later down the line, we need to get a winger who can also probably do the same, maybe more of a playmaking winger than more of a who can still attack, of course, but somebody who can, put in crosses in the box more accurately. I feel like will open up both sides of our wings, because right now it's just one-sided.
Did you care about going out of the cup tonight? Is it a concern for you? Like, is that one of the trophies you wanted to win?
Man, I'm not gonna lie. I want to win everything. Every season, I don't care. Like, I understand people saying, "Oh, this one doesn't matter in the rebuilding year because we got a new coach and everything." But to be honest with you, just as a fan and the type of club that we are, and because as a club where we are name-wise, we should be vying for those type of domestic trophies every year. Point blank in the period. If we're not, we're definitely on the bottom. Like, we're definitely not doing something right if we're not even trying to vie for those. So I understand what people are saying by that, but we should be trying to do our best foot forward and trying to win those, because we haven't won those in a while. And if you look at the clubs that are ahead of us at this moment, they win those for fun. And a lot of people can say, "Oh, that's because they built their team like how they wanted over the couple of years." But this is even when they were in transition. Like, think about Arsenal when they went out the FA Cups. They were in transition a lot of those years when they won those. And now they're going for the league because they're tired of winning the domestic cups. But they just haven't had no luck in it so far these last couple seasons. But to me, I think we should be vying for domestic trophies. Of course, I'd rather want the FA more than the League Cup. I think a lot of people agree with me on that because we haven't won that since '91. But at the end of the day, we shouldn't have went out so poorly. Now I feel like you never know what could happen. We can make it to a final and possibly win it, and I think the League Cup was probably the more likely one we could get to a final than a FA. But we still got FA, we still got Champions League, even though of course we're nowhere near favorites for that. But I feel like we, as a club, we should always be trying to go for domestics.
So which button, you heard the conversation we were having before, which button would you press?
You mean for like us like getting Harry Kane or getting top 4?
So what was it, Sim? It was Harry Kane.
It was FA Cup and 6th place and no Kane, or 4th place Champions League football and you get Harry Kane, but no FA Cup.
Dang. For what it looks like, what's going on at the moment, the smartest and realistic decision would be we just go for Champions League and we get maybe Harry Kane. I don't think it's happening. I think he's staying at Bayern, just to let everybody know. I think all that is just bullcrap media ploy. I really don't think it's realistic that he's going to come back so soon. It's only been 2 years. He's doing completely well over in Germany. He's like balling over there, and he's going to win trophies, like a lot of trophies for Bayern Munich this season, and hope next season, however long he stays there. I don't see him coming back to England anytime soon. But that would be the more realistic choice, of course, is Champions League and get Kane. Of course, like I'm not going to say let's not get Kane, because I feel like that would just solve a lot of our striker issues. And then also we just focus more on getting a winger that can line up with him and Kudus, and possibly some other players as well, which I think we will do. One name that has been in the rumor mill, I know right now he's being linked to Lyon, but I say we should also be looking into getting Endrick from Real Madrid. I'm not gonna lie on loan. I'm not. Yeah,
there's been some rumors on that over the last couple of days, hasn't there?
Like right now, I know from Fabrizio, he's been saying that right now Lyon is already making that first move to try to sign him on loan. To me, I think we serve more of a chance than Lyon at this moment to get him, just because where we're at the moment. We're a little bit ahead of Lyon to me. But I say go for somebody like him. That's a good loan. He needs playing time. He's desperate for it. He's a goal scorer. I think he'll be great with Xavi and somebody and players like that who are similar age group and stuff. So I say, hey, and that's another big name. That's somebody that I feel like we can get at least on loan Of course, we never, but that would just be a short term, because we're not going to keep him or anything like that. That's the only problem with that. But if we need somebody now just to fill in because we don't like Richarlison, and I ain't gonna lie to you, Richarlison played a lot better with his first touch. He did a way better with his first touch today. It's just that the finishing side, it's weird with him. It's like he'll do bad with his first touch and holding up the ball, but he'll do great in the box. Or another game, he'll do great first touch and good build up play, and then he won't do nothing in the box. It's just one or the other from him. It's never both. And that's the problem with Charlotte. He can't blame, he's coming back from injury or anything like that. He's been pretty much in the lineup, for these last couple of weeks. He's been playing most of the season. I think he had one knacker, but that was about it. There's no more excuses for him, It's either he wants to get back on the Brazilian national team and be their starting number 9, or he just wants to falter out. Because soon, I think the team is soon going to get sick of him, and I think fans are already starting to get sick of him because we just don't have no options at striker.
Wes, always a pleasure. Good to chat to you again, my friend, and we'll speak to you soon.
See you later, buddy.
Yes. See you guys.
All right. Oh, look who's here now. Look what the cat dragged in. Mr. Delusion himself, Mr. Danny Kiriakou on the fan show. Danny.
How you doing, boys?
What delusion are you filling our screens with today?
Mate, I only come with truth and honest facts, and that's it.
Danny,
that's it. No delusion here.
Danny, 80 minutes. Ben said, I still feel like we're going to win. I was like, is Danny sitting here? What's going on? What's going on? Deluded.
Look, I'm realistic, right? I'm realistic, but look, today I don't think it is such the worst kind of thing that could have happened that we got knocked out. I mean, look, every Spurs fan wants to see us lift a trophy, of course, right? That's why we are football fans. We live for the moments like we saw in Bilbao in the summer, right? But there's also, you've got to have the element of realism for where we are right now and what's actually going on, and also looking at the injuries, looking at what we're trying to achieve this season. And I think I actually, to be honest, I actually was quite surprised with the amount of chances we actually had in the game, to be honest. I think if we did, I think Frank is spot on again. Like, if we had a striker who could actually finish the ball, essentially is what he was saying, right? I think we could have scored a couple goals tonight, which is really good, because I think Newcastle had a stronger starting 11 than we did tonight. Given that we did have quite a fairly strong starting 11, I still think that we've got to remember that last season that team did finish 17th in the league, and if it wasn't for the other teams below us, we would have got relegated. Like, that's how bad it was, right? So we've got to remember that. We've got to remember that we are we're a team that he's trying to get the best and maximize the result, the performance and the results we can get with what we have, right? And I think it's evident and it's very clear for all of us to see that the squad is nowhere near the levels we want to be. Like Stel and Arian said, and like some of the other guys have said tonight, even on other shows as well, right? If you look at Arsenal's team that played tonight, it was like a complete different team, yet it was so strong. Like, it was ridiculously strong, right? And that is the difference of us not having a squad that's strong enough to compete on all fronts. And I think even Stel said it. I think he said it at the beginning of the season, or even last season when we brought in Frank. When we brought in Frank in the summer, that it depends on what Spurs fans genuinely want, right? Because at this current moment, Tottenham cannot compete on all four fronts. The squad is just nowhere near good enough. It's just not, right? Last season, how many people were saying that our front attackers were a below level rated Premier League level, if not even worse, if not Championship level, some people were saying, right? Personally, I think it's that bottom level of the Premier League. That's kind of where I think that squad or that attack, bar Kudus, right, is. I think that's the level of what it is. So for me, the fact that Frank is doing what he's doing right now, we're still the best record away from home in the league. We still haven't lost in the Champions League, right? And the fact that he's doing it with the team that finished 17th last season, for me, is beyond unbelievable. It's actually remarkable what he's doing. Like it's crazy that he's
So,
actually managing
Danny,
to
can I
get.
just clear this up? Just quickly, like, so what you're saying is that going out of the Carabao Cup today is part of the bigger picture?
I think, yeah. No, do you know what? Do you know what, Ben? I think when I saw that team today, right, I said to myself, we're not winning this match.
Oh.
Like I just felt we're not winning it. Right? It's the only way we can win a football match at this moment in time, like, is if we play our best team. That's just how it is, right? That's how I feel. So seeing that, I just had this feeling and I saw Newcastle's team. I was like, yeah, they're gonna beat us today. It might not be a demolition job like it was 2 years ago when they beat us 6-1 or
I
something
think
like this.
Newcastle actually made more changes from the weekend than we did.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, look at the bench they had today. Their bench was strong.
Yeah.
They had a strong bench, right? Compared to us, like it was night and day. Like the amount of the players that they could bring on and what we could bring on. And I think that's again shows the levels of where we are, right? But the fact that Frank managed to get competitive with the squad that he has and the way he's having to rotate, plus you've got to remember the injuries we've got. We were using Pauline as our centre back because we haven't got any other recognised centre back in the squad right now, right?
Yeah.
So you've got to look at it like that too. So I'm very, very impressed with the way Frank is performing at this moment in time, and I think this is a sign of what's to come if he's given. Say for example, we have another couple of windows like we had in the summer where we bring in actual quality. I think the possibilities are endless. It's limitless to what Frank could achieve at this club, to be honest, right? But I think it's going to take time, and I think that's the one thing that Spurs fans need to kind of. They just need to have a bit. I know it's a horrible word to use, and we hate using the word like trust the process or patience, but unfortunately, it is going to have to be like we have to give it a bit of time because the cliche is Rome wasn't built in a day, right? It just wasn't, and it's the same for Spurs, right? But what you want to look at is when a new manager comes into a club is you want to see that they're doing the right things and they're getting the fundamentals in place, and I think that's exactly what he's doing. He's building from the back. He's getting the structure in place, right? And the fact that he's taken a team that's 17th to a team that's really hard to beat, right, is amazing that he's been able to. He's actually done that. Now you go now. I think where our biggest problem, and also kind of what Stel was mentioned again earlier, it's actually insane that we're the highest scorers in the Premier League. That is madness. And the fact that we've got let's put it into perspective, right? The fact that we're the highest scorers, yet we've got a forward line bar Kudus that's a below level Premier League team. Maybe like a 15th in the table type of level team, right?
How many of them have actually scored?
I know, and this is the crazy thing, Ben. That's the craziest thing, right? So you now go and add like just for argument's sake, you go and add an Ivan Toney, you go and add a Lookman on the left, right? You've got Kudus now. Then you've got a Xavi that's I think still going to come and he's going to be an amazing player for us, right? You add that all together, then you're looking at a completely different team that can actually score and penetrate teams, which is what we're not doing at the moment. And then you maybe add another number 8, a proper number 8, like a Ruben Neves or a ball playing number 8, right? Like a what's his name? Angelo Stiller, sorry. Angelo Stiller, right? Someone like that. You go and add some quality like that, and this team is transformed. And then you're looking at not just a strong first 11, you're looking at a very, very top first 11, right? And then you have to start, and then the players that are currently playing now, like your Johnsons, like your Tells, like your Richarlisons, you replace them with quality, right? Better quality, and then you can say, all right, let's see what we can do in all competitions. But right now, I think Frank is gonna try go for the competitions like he did today, right? But at the same time, he's got to be careful and manage the squad carefully. And I think that's what you can see he's doing, right? Because he doesn't want to get the key players injured. He doesn't want the Van der Vens injured for a long time. He doesn't want the Chavis and the Romeros injured for too long, and the Udogis and this kind of stuff, because they are key players to how we play right now, and we need them fit for as long as possible. So yeah, look, I think today is, look, if we're talking about the game today, I think we did well considering all things considered, right? And I know, and the referee decision, look, for me personally, I think Spurs should have woken up a lot more on that
Correct.
corner, right? You don't. The way that I saw it was Spence was taking his time to delay the game, right? He could have literally got up quickly and got back into position, but he strolled back, and all the other Spurs players, rather than focusing on what was actually happening, they were moaning at the referee, trying to get the referee's attention when you should be doing your job, which is to focus on the ball and seeing the actual the position of play and what's going on. Be aware of your surroundings. That's what they weren't doing, right? And then because they conceded the goal, they started to blame the situation of what the ref did by saying that, look, Spence was tying his laces. But let's be honest, right? Like that's a poor excuse. That's an excuse of the Spurs players not doing their jobs, right? If they were doing their jobs, that situation never would have happened. So, in my opinion, that was the Spurs players' fault, not the referee's fault, right? That's just on that decision. But in the balance of play, I thought we did all right. Like, considering, I actually genuinely think we did all right. And I think if you have a better striker, look, we can clearly see Muani. He wants to be the guy who's going to use up front until January, until we can get another striker. Because every time I've seen Muani play, he looks like a striker, right? He offers more. He's better at passing, better at holding the ball, better at running at defenders. He's better at link-up play. And until Solanke's fit, right, I think he will be the striker. And then it's a battle between Solanke and Muani, who's going to be the striker until January, basically. But I'm quite excited because I don't think we've seen the best of Tottenham yet. And the fact that we're seeing what we're seeing now, look, every Spurs fan wants to see this free-flowing attacking football, but they've got to have an element of realism to what's happening right now. And I do think that's going to come. It might not even come this season, but I've kind of always said that. I've kind of always said, come January, we need to see what happens in January. But I think Spurs, if we get a left winger and a striker, right, in January, like better than what we've got right now, I think you're going to see a completely different Tottenham from January onwards for the rest of the season. Personally.
All right, let's hope that happens.
But yeah, look, it's exciting time. I think Spurs fans should be excited for what's to come, not moaning about one loss here, one loss there. Of course, look, we're out the cup competition. We wanted to go through, and yes, it probably is the best chance we would have got for another trophy this season. But I'm kind of with you, Ben, where it's kind of like for the future of what I think Frank can achieve at this club, I think the most important thing right now, and I know I hate using this as the example, unfortunately, where we are and where the other clubs are, in order for us to catch up to them, we have to be playing Champions League football. That is a given, right?
Yeah.
And the only way we can attract better players is by being in the Champions League. So as much as right now I'd love to see a trophy, look, the good thing is, guys, we don't have to sit here and say we haven't won a trophy in 16 years, 17 years, 18 years. We won a trophy last season, and a big trophy, right? So we've kind of not got the monkey off our back. We had a good time. We celebrated it. Now it's kind of like I kind of feel at this moment, I want us to finish in the top 5 if that's Champions League football. And I want us to go again with quality again in the summer, right? Because if the club can bring in like quality in January, quality in the summer, I think we're going to see an even better Tottenham next season and much stronger squad. So
just say how it is,
exciting.
Danny. Just tell everyone to look at the bigger picture.
No,
That's what it's all about.
It's the bigger picture, Ben. It's the bigger picture, boys. You know it, mate. You know it. Eventually, we'll see ENIC and Lewis sell up. Look, but the bigger picture on that, yeah, I'll say it for everyone, right? The bigger picture on that, I believe that they're going to build Tottenham up to a much better level of competitive team, right? I think they're going to do that because at the end of the day, what do these owners always want? They want the money, right? They want a return on their investment, right? If you pump in a couple 100 million and you can raise the level of the overall price of the club to say 5 billion instead, or even more, right? Then you're gonna it's business, right? It's you invest a little to make a bit much larger profit, right? And I think it could be. Look, I said it would be 18 months. Right? I think now maybe 2 years, 2 to 3 years. But I think in that period, if Tottenham have progressed in the way that I think they want Tottenham to progress on the football pitch, right? I think then it'll be a matter of who's willing to pay a world record fee for buying Tottenham Hotspur, because that's what it's going to be when we do eventually sell, in my opinion.
All right. Danny, always a pleasure, my friend. Are you in London or Amsterdam right now? We never know with you.
I'm in Amsterdam. I'm back tomorrow. But I actually sent you a message. But I'm gonna be in the studio after the game on Saturday. So I'll be seeing you and Brian in the studio then.
You're in the studio on Saturday.
No, he said when
Yeah,
I saw him before he went.
Yeah.
That he's
After the game.
After the game. He's going to
After the game.
He's going to the
Yeah,
game.
after the game.
Going to
Yeah.
the game.
Yeah, so I'll see you on Saturday, and I'll bring your pedal balls, mate.
Yeah, you better bring my paddle balls. I've been waiting for weeks for them.
I know, but yeah. Anyway, nice to see you, boys, and Sim, I'll see you soon, and Brian and Ben, I'll see you on Saturday, man.
I'll see you at the game, Danny.
Oh yeah, I'll see you at the game. Yeah, I'll see you at the game. And also on the game, by the way, I think we're actually going to beat them, and I know Sammy's in the back, right? And I said to him, don't get too cocky, mate, because I think this time we're beating you lot. We're beating the scumbags, so come on, you Spurs.
I will say, last time I did a Chelsea Spurs watch along with Sammy in the studio, we won 2-0.
He was actually on screen that day.
He was on screen.
We need to get him on screen again for this one.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I'll tell you. Do you know what he did, which Sammy did brilliantly, and I think he's a G for doing this? He bought a Chelsea shirt from whatever sports shop he was.
Sports Direct or whatever.
Or whatever it was. Didn't take off the tag, wore it, lost, took it back for a refund on Monday. Genius move. He's a genius.
I love that, Sammy. That's brilliant. But look, I think our time's come now to put them in their place for a year. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, look forward to Saturday, boys.
Big up, Danny. Big up.
See you later, boys.
See you later. We got.
Go on.
Go on. What were you about to say?
Frank in his press conference said the reason they were so angry with the first goal is because Shah should have been marked by Spence. So the fact they didn't let him get back in position after doing his laces got them very angry.
Yeah, I still think Spurs should have realised and done something about it, but
they did. They stopped the game.
No, I still think when that corner comes in.
So was it supposed to be man marking then, not zonal marking?
It's zonal, but they obviously because all the Newcastle fans were lined up on the edge of the box. They ran in, and Spurs players were there, so they had men to pick up. I'm guessing going into each zone.
So Spence wasn't exactly on him. He was just supposed to be in that area. A couple of super chats saying, this is from Dan the Spurs mod, and he says, all Ange defenders are in the chat. All Ange defenders in the chat are sim all accounts.
I'm on screen. I'm not.
You're always doing something on that laptop.
I think I would be outed by then. I think by one of you two. I think if that was the case.
And Crazy Rat comes to your defence.
Oh, here we go.
Come on, Crazy.
Here we go.
He knows what's up.
He says, Dan the Spurs mod, shut up, goofball. We are not sim all accounts. We are protesters of justice. You leave sim out of this.
So is it all Crazy Rat then? Is he admitting?
I've missed
Big
that,
up
man.
Crazy. Big up Crazy Rat.
Mal says Richarlison and Johnson need to be out. And Nick Mosley says, devastated by the result, but the referee was one of the worst I've seen in ages. Also frustrating that Ramsdale had a game of his life today. Come on, you Spurs.
I have to say, hearing Frank say that, though, about if that's true, Shaw was supposed to be Spence's man at that time, that is very frustrating that he just didn't let him get back in position.
Yeah.
He should really have done that.
But also, you do just need to always be ready and just adapt to situations.
Yeah, but that happens in the Premier League all the time.
What, you know what?
Someone stops for some reason, whether it's doing their laces or whatever, and they let him get back in position.
He's got a new set piece to train him on now.
What? While they're doing their laces?
Yeah, well, if someone's down doing the laces against someone, you start doing this.
Let's keep going. We've got Mark coming on next. Suited and booted Mark. You look looking like a bit of a Gareth Southgate today, mate.
Yeah, sorry. I was at a interview right before this, so.
How'd it go?
Yeah. I think it was all right. Hopefully, I get the job. Hopefully.
So wait, you were at the interview while Spurs were playing, or Were Spurs on at the same time or before?
I was watching until the 75th minute, and then I had the interview.
So you
So I
went
was
into the
literally
interview.
waiting.
Yeah, you went to the interview in a good frame of mind, or
It was a meh frame of mind because I think we have some good moments, but my goodness, like our interview for News First Chairman, I see that in the chat there, but uh, today our attack was really not good enough in a lot of aspects. I feel, in my opinion, I think we are very predictable in our build-up play, and especially when where we're getting ready to cross. Oh my God. It was pretty much the same. It's almost like we're practicing the same exact setup where we go on the wings and we almost kind of go in this set piece motion when we're taking free kicks, and it's the same motion every time. Our forward line is doing the same motion every time, whether it's from Poro, whether it's from Kudus, whether it's from Johnson, uh, whether it's from Spence. It's the same. It's the same exact setup where we're literally playing for headers, and I'm kind of getting sick and tired of it. And also Richarlison missing sitters, missing absolute sitters. It's just we just need to really rethink of how we attack. Our defense was pretty solid until our squad made us make mistakes, and I think we got absolutely punished for it. Kinski, I would, in my opinion, although some people may not agree, I think the fact that Kinski didn't save, I think Kinski did not do not just the second goal, but the first goal did not do a good job at all. Because especially how the diving motion and how he just made decisions, just poor decisions, just shows how bad we have it right now, especially with a backup.
Well, Frank Frank was talking in his press conference, and he said that he was asked about the build-up, what you're mentioning. He said that where's the quote? He was asked whether he, thinks it's working because in the last two games you kind of built up a bit differently. He said, yes, definitely. I think both Everton and Newcastle looked much better in the structure. We tried to build to hit players in space between the lines if that opened up, but of course around if it's too close. But you're right. I think first half against Everton we had it, and I think throughout the game I think we found good positions. So he seems to think the build-up is the last couple games. Do you not see a difference in the last couple games, how we've been attacking compared to maybe before that?
Yes, but also given that I would say our final third has been kind of more or less the same because who's scoring for most of this? Mm-hmm. The back line, our defensive end. That's crazy, and yet we're still that's the most, like, I would say almost the most Spursy thing we've been doing so far. We are top scorers, but it's not from our attack line. It's the weirdest thing. But
today we definitely created more.
Oh yeah, 100%. I don't think that we are finishing nearly as much as we should be. And a lot of it today was probably because of Richarlison. Like, as much as I like him as a player, as much as I like him as a personality, he's failing us day in and day out right now. And I am getting sick and tired of it. And if he keeps going like this, we probably need to drop him.
There's a lot of things you seem to be getting sick and tired of.
Like, this is getting ridiculous. And that's just one of the things that I'm kind of getting tired of, which is also the fact that we don't have squad depth. Like, that's what
we do have 11 injuries right now.
Yeah,
100%. And I think that's what's killing us right now. And if we haven't thought about saying the words, I think if we keep going like this, we're gonna get into an injury crisis again.
But what can we do about that? We've signed more players. We've had to leave players out of the European squad. But you can't. Can you plan for a squad to have 11 injuries all the time?
Yes and no, because of certain aspects of the game. It's just unavoidable. There are things that are just out of our control. But
I guess the point
it's
isn't
also
trying to have a bigger squad, but to have more quality
quality
in
squad.
the same numbers that we do have.
Yeah, and I think it's also just us setting up for success. Like we've been talking over the past hour, I think, almost on the stream. We just need a better quality squad. We do. Our squad depth is not that good.
Better quality squad for what though?
Right now, in my opinion, I think we need better quality attackers and better quality of mid.
If we want to do what? If we want to what? Achieve our goals?
Yeah, I think so. Just be more consistent and actually
because we're third in the table.
Oh yeah, but that doesn't mean that we're gonna stay there. We don't know that. And if our form doesn't improve, I think others will. Right? So if we stagnate as we are right now, because this is in the league, this is a race, and if we don't catch up, this can run away real quick. Arsenal is starting to
you think our squad's not where is our squad at the moment then for you? Like where do you think we're going to finish?
I think if we don't address the situations with the injuries, and if we don't have a good transfer window for January, I think we're going to be kind of mid-table. I get it. It's fine. It's much better than 17th, but if we want if we want to have momentum, and I think I'm willing to say, okay, we're not going to win anything this year. I'm fine with that. But if we want to have momentum, we need to be consistent. We need to start building that, because right now we have the perfect way to build momentum. We just won the Europa League, so let's build on that. Right, especially when the transfer window. Put our money where our mouth is and get those players that people think that we can't get, but we can get. We can have pull. We just don't want to do it. We don't want to pay, and I think that's the number one thing that we need to change if we want to start building momentum. Invest in things that matter. Just invest.
The whole structure has changed at the top, Mark, so maybe that is going to change now.
And that's my hope. That is my biggest hope right now.
Yeah.
But isn't Frank known for developing attacking players? Why can't he develop what we have?
Because, well, I mean, yes, but we're not.
You can't polish a turd.
The strategy is like.
Yeah, but after 10 games they were playing for Brentford, they might have been turds then as well. Go on, we're not Brentford, yeah.
Yeah, we're not Brentford though. We're just we want the best of the best. If we are going to be a top club, then we need to start recruiting the best of the best, right? Not just be over reliant on our academy, over reliant on our development, and I think we need to start recruiting. Like we want to be up there with the Man Cities, with the Liverpools, with other teams in the Champions League that are winning stuff. We need to start recruiting better. We need better recruit. We need better pull.
I will say with that as well, as you just said, the strikers and the attacking flair that he's developed, he brought them in. So he knew he could bring them up and develop because he knew what they had to offer. He's been given these.
Well, Marnie's brought in.
So he's brought Marnie's just started,
Javi.
but I'm saying you're looking at Tell, you're looking at Richard. He's not going to develop Richarlison.
Tell we signed, I think when he was
okay,
married,
but
maybe
right now,
Tell was a club signing. We know that.
But what I'm saying is that he could do that. But right now, the drop off in the high quality that we had. Now we've got this bare-boned strike force in. He needs to bring in, when he's brought in a Tony, when he's brought in a Wissa, when he's brought in a Mbuemo, when he's brought in a Dansgaard, when he's brought in a Sade, they have fitted the attributes he's needed. He's been able to develop them and get him to do what he wants. I don't think these strikers have got what he wants.
What does he want?
Not a Richard. I think he could get, like Danny was saying before, I would love us to go get Ivan Toney in January.
But it's not true though, because he's always switched up his philosophy, his way of playing.
But he's brought them
like
in.
when he had Tony, he didn't play Tony the same way he played in Buemo, did he?
No, because he saw what the attributes that they had.
Exactly.
So
and he adjusted
but
to
he
it.
brought them into him. He signed them, saying, right, you can do this for me, not given players that are there that he had and go,
Yeah,
right,
because he had
there you go.
full control there, but he's never going to have full control.
But no,
here.
I'm not saying that. That's why I think in the summer or January.
But I'm saying
we
he's
need
going
get
to have to
strikers in.
work with. He's going to have to get used to that because he's not going to have full control here at Tottenham.
Well, we're going to see what happens, aren't we?
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
My hope is right now. That's literally what my hope is that we have a better structure that will foster better recruitment and better development. Right now, our development's doing all right. We need better recruitment. Though.
Yeah.
This is getting to a point where we're not getting anybody in the transfer window, or we're like really nervous if we'll get anybody. That shouldn't even be in the question. We are Tottenham Hotspur. If we want to act like it and actually act like a club that wins trophies, we need to start recruiting. Like,
Agreed.
period.
Yeah.
That isn't a question. That should never be in the question.
Yeah, absolutely. Mark, thanks for coming on today, my friend. Great
Yeah,
call.
Mark.
Speak to you soon.
Thank you.
Good luck with the
Come on,
job
you
as well.
starters.
Come on.
Thank you.
Yeah, big up to Mark. But yeah, I think he makes some good points. And back to what you said before, it's just like, as much as he might not have full control as he had at Brentford, he's still going to have a heavy say on who Spurs bring in.
Yeah, and I'm sure do you think he turned around when we signed Tau and said, nah, I don't want him?
No, but the reality is that the majority of the forward line are not his players. The majority of the forward line at Brentford were his players.
Yeah, because he was there for how many? 5 years?
Yeah.
We're talking about him now. Why can't he these players are probably a lot of them quality-wise from when he picked up these players from Brentford probably have a lot more quality.
And that when he started at Brentford, he wasn't hitting the ground running either. Like he
I'm not
needed to
talking
bring
about
his
star
players
Brentford. I'm
in.
saying when he signed in Buemo, he was a League Two player in France. When he signed Tony, he was also in the EFL. When he signed Watkins, he was an EFL player. I'm saying these players he's got are internationals. He's got maybe not star quality, but he's got quality players who are internationals, right? He's from that starting point, right? He should be looking at us thinking, I could do so much with this. Not like, God, these aren't my players, I can't do anything with it.
Yeah, but one he was trying to stay in the league with Brentford. The other is he's trying to get Champions League football with Tottenham. It's completely two different things.
I agree with that. So what's the point?
So he needs better quality at Tottenham than he had at Brentford.
He's got better quality at Tottenham than he did at Brentford.
Well, it's arguable. He's got better in Kudus, but I think like the other players, probably on par.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Next, bring in Rocco. Rocco, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm doing well, boys. I've got my little black book of talking points. So.
Oh boy, what's in this black
Here
book
we go.
then? What's in this black book?
Strikers, strikers.
Right. The name of the day.
Yeah, Rishi's not good enough. I love him, and he should be better because we saw it at Everton, but he's not. How many years has he been here now? I don't even remember. Is it like
This
3 or
is
4?
his fourth year.
Fourth year, yeah.
What's he shown in 4 years? Why is he still here?
He's
not even worth
He's
one
probably built
depth
up
at
a
the
very
moment.
good relationship with the medical
Yeah.
team.
No, definitely.
I
But
think the best thing he's done this season is shown his ability to be fit.
This season, yeah. Look, I think
When
with
I'm going
Richarlison, he has shown good things at Spurs, but it's always been like runs of form, like kind of like as a confidence player kind of thing, where he's never been able to sustain it over a long period of time because he's got those injuries.
yeah, no, 100%. But it's apart from that, like again, injuries, and when he has shown it, it's purple patches. And that's not the player we need when we just had Harry Kane as a striker. That wasn't who we needed. But like moving on to another striker, Colomwani was fantastic, I think. I know he didn't score, but like there were moments where he held up the play, he made a run, and it was just great. I mean, I know a lot of people talked about the referee's fantastic Paulinho-esque tackle on Moani, but that run beforehand was, I think you said it during the watch along, it was Son-esque. He ran through from like middle of our side all the way up, and it was fantastic. And I genuinely believe he would have scored from it because in front of him he was free. I don't think Dan Burn would have outpaced him there. I think if he didn't at least score, it would have been a fantastic shot. And that's just the sort of thing we need. We need someone to grab the ball, actually run with it, or actually do something with it. And he showed that. So I think he's the best striker we brought in for a while, including Solanke. And I know he's out injured, and Solanke's fantastic as well, but I don't think he's what we need. He's not a Kane replacement. I don't think Moani is either, but he's better than the other two that we've got. My last thing is, I think Mr. Brian Daigle will like this a lot. I think Johnson should play 9. And if he doesn't play well, sell him. But look at what he did last season. Like, even the goal that he scored in the final for us. It's just what we need. We need someone that can just appear from somewhere and just tap something in. And he needs to at least have a go at 9. Otherwise, just sell him, because there's no point to him. He can't attack. He can't take on a man. Like, same things we saw last year. He won't, when he takes on someone, he either loses the ball or just passes it backwards. And it's not what we need, like, at all.
Yeah, I've said this. I don't see why we don't give Johnson a go up front. Whilst we're struggling, because you look at it, he's got the movement, he's got the timing.
I don't know if he's got the hold-up play.
That's the one part maybe we need to do it where we play the through balls to him as opposed to hold-up play. But if there's one player, like we were talking before, well, not before, recently, when we're missing 86 goal contributions from obviously Kulusevski, Maddison, Solanke and the departing Son, but we've got our top goal scorer from last season on the bench, or now the last couple of games coming at the right wing. If we are lacking goals and our strikers aren't scoring, then surely he offers that. I mean, Nawani would obviously, like Rocco just said, look fresh, look good. But I don't know why we haven't tried it.
Well, look
Do you reckon he gets a goal today if he was in the 9?
I reckon that one that Richie was just behind.
Yeah, I reckon
At that
so as
far
well.
part. We're talking far post here. They were all far post. What does Brennan Johnson do?
Scored far post.
So
I mean,
I agree, Rocco. You 100%.
But you look at all the stuff that, like, Richie's getting involved in duels, he's getting fouls, he's getting in scraps. That's what Johnson. I don't know how he would cope with that kind of stuff.
What about then? What if we played? Know that like way that we played against PSG with 2 strikers up top.
Yeah, that I agree with.
Johnson and Colomwani, at least try it for a game. At least change it up. Because we looked fantastic against PSG when we played that. I know we lost the game and we lost our heads, but I don't understand why we're not
Thomas Frank likes the way we're playing at the moment. He said it today. He said we've structurally changed a few things, and he said he was asked today if he liked what he's seeing, and he said yes, he thinks it's working, so he's not going to be changing it.
I'm going to be honest, and I know we won 3-0 against Everton, but I didn't like it. And after the game against Everton, I didn't think we were going to win this game, and I don't think we're going to win against Chelsea if we keep playing the same way. I don't think it's sustainable. I think it's the same. It's not the same, but it's close to Conte Mourinho football, which has never worked at Tottenham. We need, especially going from Ange ball straight to this sort of football we're playing now, it must be jarring for the players, at least. And we need sort of a middle ground between that defensive football and that like all-out attack that we were having under Ange. That was quite like, mine goes back again to Chelsea last season, defending on the halfway line. We need like a middle ground between that, and I don't think this is it. I think maybe that 2 striker, 3 centre-back system could be it. Maybe. I don't know.
We don't have
I'm
centre-backs
football manager.
for it.
We don't.
Sorry, go
on. But in terms of going out of the Carabao, in terms of just that trophy itself, is that a big disappointment, or you're not bothered specifically about that trophy?
Massive disappointment. I so happy we won the Europa League last year. It was the first trophy I've ever seen us lift. And I want more of it. I know it's not realistic, but I think we should be winning. I think we should be winning or going after every trophy we can I know it's not realistic, but the Premier League, the Champions League, I mean, if Porter can do it, we can do it. I know it's not realistic, but may as well try it and not put ourselves behind and say, oh, it's not realistic. Go for it. Just go for it. And being out of this just completely throws off the way that we've started, in my opinion. So I'm incredibly disappointed.
But I mean, we've gone out to Newcastle at St James's Park. I mean,
yeah,
you know, they won the tournament last year, and on the way they beat Arsenal and Liverpool, didn't they?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, no, definitely. They are obviously, if we're going to go out to any team, we're going out to them. It's kind of the less of two evils. But still, I still think we should have played better, and I still think we should have fought more. And one thing I do want to say on goalkeeper quickly, I love Kinski as a goalkeeper, but that display was horrendous. But I don't think but I understand the choice in having him come in over Vicario. I think, especially in cup games, you need a cup goalkeeper, but not only because to give Vicario a rest or give your first team goalkeeper a rest, but also you've got to play your backup goalkeepers, otherwise they'll leave. Like, Kinski's a fantastic talent, but we did have, I think you reported on it a couple of weeks ago, that Kinski was having trouble in training and Frank wasn't very happy with him. So I don't understand why Frank didn't play Brandon Austin.
Well, I mean, it's clear to see Kinski is the backup keeper. He is the number 2.
Yeah, but if he's struggling in training, why not? Same as any other player. If Spence was struggling in training, you drop him.
Yeah.
If Kinski's struggling in training, either play Vicario or play the backup.
We don't know what
option.
Brandon Austin's doing in training.
That's true.
No, fair. No, it's fair. But I feel like it would send a message, even if we tried Vicario. But I don't think today was good enough. And if he's not doing good enough in training, he shouldn't be starting.
Oh, yeah. Probably right on that. And particularly with the form that Vicario's on as well.
Frank said he had a small thing, which is why he didn't play today.
But he confirmed he's starting Chelsea, didn't he?
He said he had a small thing, but he'll be ready for Chelsea.
Okay.
I think that's just an excuse.
You think it's an excuse?
He wasn't in the squad.
No offense. I think
he wasn't in the squad, yeah. Rocco, a pleasure having you on today, mate. Thanks for coming on, and we'll see you soon.
See you later, Rocco.
Big up. Who we got next? Oh, not this jabroni. Not this jabroni.
The highlight reel.
Not this jabroni.
Hello.
Lavosh.
What up, boys?
Wait. KPV, where's the beard?
Shut up about that. It's fun, right? Enough.
Well, I was
Everyone
liking it. I
likes
thought it was a good look.
No, fuck that. I got rid, mate. And, but I actually think, it's an excuse from Frank. Like, he had a small thing for Vicario. No, just excuses after excuses. As everyone says, excuse after excuse. Like, you shouldn't change the winning team. Like, when we won the weekend, Vicario started in the League Cup game against Liverpool. Kinski started against Liverpool in the Cup, and we kept a clean sheet. And it was probably, we bought him and we still won the game. But obviously, what happens at Anfield, you're never going to do well. But Liverpool is starting to be shit, and Chelsea are. And I like what Brian Daigle said, and he needs to accept Skip's goal's better than Rashford, because I don't care what Brian says. Skip's goal's better than Rashford in the derby, Brian, and you know it.
Yeah,
so,
you know it, Brian.
Better than Rashford?
Brian,
What are you talking about?
When I tweeted when Foden scored that stunner in the derby in March or April last year, not this year, last year. Foden's goal doesn't beat Skip's, and you know you was in the studio for that game.
You said Foden's goal was better than Skip's.
What did he say? What did he say? And where did he say it?
He said Foden's goal against United in the derby was better than Skip's goal against Chelsea.
Well,
which
no,
one
it's
of
not.
Foden's goals?
Against United.
Yeah, but which one of Foden's goals?
Probably the one from outside the box that he scored.
Yeah.
That was better than Skip's.
How dare you?
don't disrespect Skip, Brian. Are you
Oh my
mad? Like,
What are you
he's-
doing?
Obviously.
no, Oliver Skip's better, mate, because Oliver Skip
Yeah.
scored from outside the box. You clearly didn't watch the game because
Clearly.
I did, and Ben was at the game, and
Carl,
we
can I
beat-
just say this is 3 seasons ago now? We're
No,
talking.
this was actually 2 seasons, mate. This was
No, 'cause it was
23,
under
24.
it was under
that
Conte. Skip scored.
Yeah, Conte, but Conte
So
was
3
ill. And it was
seasons ago.
Fellini. It was no. 2 seasons ago, Foden got 2, and Haaland
And was
got
here
1.
for 2 seasons. Now,
Yeah,
Frank.
Oliver, Oliver Skip's goal is better, and every Spurs fan will tell you that. And
Yeah.
but every
Only
Spurs fan will
only
tell
a
you that.
non-Spurs fan would say.
Oh no, my
Foden's
cover's
better.
blown.
Yeah, well, Spurs fans don't like City though, but I just don't want Arsenal winning league. I call them Arsenal for a reason because they are, but
Damn
no one
right.
wants those winning the double.
KPV, what else do you have to call out Brian on? That's what I want to know.
Yeah. Do you have a nice book? Do you have a nice calling Brian out book?
I've
what's
actually
going
got
on?
another thing.
Oh
Sim.
yes, come on.
Right.
Oh no.
So, I
Is
need,
it on
I need to say,
Simstone?
I've got another thing to say.
This is
And
like HMRC guy.
no, let me
This is
say
the We Are
something,
Tottenham version of HMRC.
Lads, can I say another thing, please?
Go on.
He knows. We got Toby from Atletico Madrid because I
Jesus
posted it on
Christ.
Twitter. Read it, Brian. Read it. We bought Toby from Atletico Madrid, not Southampton.
Yep.
Atletico Madrid. Go
Yep.
on Google
Atletico
now.
Madrid.
Google it.
I don't need to Google it. I
Brian,
don't need
it's a Atletico Madrid,
It's a
mate.
fact. We got him
I
from
don't
Atletico
dispute
Madrid.
that.
I did. I googled it. We bought him from Atletico Madrid because
But I
he
don't.
just played.
I don't.
We got him from Atletico Madrid, and Trippier's already played, but they're the only 2 I know. But
Brian, why do you keep denying it?
There's nothing to deny.
he's denying
We
it.
bought him from
Everyone in
Atletico.
the
I know we got it from
Everyone
So
Atletico.
why do you keep
Callum,
denying it?
Did we get Toby from Atletico Madrid? Because I know we did, and it's on Google. And we
Brian,
got him there.
Brian told me before the stream started he came from Southampton.
No, lies. I hate liars. We got him from Atletico Madrid. Even my mate George Perry said it when I went to college with him.
If you buy
Football player from Atletico
Carl, you don't even
Madrid.
know. He's got a tattoo saying Toby came from
It's Atletico Madrid, Brian, and you know it.
I
Like,
don't. Oh for God's sake! Is this actually happening? Am I asleep again?
Brian, you told me, who did he play for the season before he played for Tottenham?
He played for Southampton.
Oh, see? You see?
on loan, but we signed him from Atletico Madrid.
yes. So
I know this.
Not Southampton. It was
Not
Atletico
Southampton.
Madrid.
I didn't.
Stop denying it.
Sure.
The ninth one. Good.
Sure.
And
I've lost all. I don't know what's going on.
I couldn't care less. I knew. we
What
were
else
gonna
you got,
lose because,
KPV? I know you got more in your locker.
Come on.
Like, when I saw the team sheet, I knew he was not winning today because you shouldn't change the lineup when we won on Sunday. And like, I don't understand why you don't start the best centre back at the minute, who's now got more set piece goals than Gabriel. He's now got what 5 goals in all comps, or 6? Yeah, because he scored against PSG. And my friend Jack is going there in a few weeks. But we've got Arsenal before that. And Rocco in the chat, you say we're going to beat Arsenal. No, we're not. We can't even win at their ground. We haven't
What
won
do you
there
mean we're
since
not going to
before.
beat Arsenal? Of course we're going to beat Arsenal.
How are we going to beat them at the Emirates, mate? We can't even win there. Like, we should have won there underhand, but we got a draw.
You know what, KPV? I'm not surprised you're saying that with who you've had in your ultimate team before.
Shut up, Ben. How many times do I have to do something? It wasn't me, dumbass. It was a different opponent because it weren't me, mate. I was watching a movie then, and I don't understand
What
why you're
movie?
not playing
What movie?
Wagnermon. I need a game, Ben, and why you two not using the Wagnermon account on Xbox? Because how am I going to play you if I don't know how I'm going to find it, blood? Because I need a game, and I want my rematch. Because obviously the FIFA 23 is going
We
on.
would play you, Carl, but you're too busy watching movies, apparently.
No, that was FIFA 22, dickhead, not this game. Like, I want my rematch, Ben, and you know it. Like, I know you've not got a good team on, and you're not doing Ultimate Team yet. Because when I watched your FIFA 22 videos, you done career mode, and yeah, so everyone, if you want KPV and Ben to have another game on FC26, give me a hell yeah! Oh,
Hell yeah!
yeah! And
Hell yeah! Everyone in the comments, give you a hell yeah!
yeah, give me a hell yeah, people! But Saturday, people, big game, and Ben and Sim are right. It's time to beat these lot because we can't let them win there for third season again. They done it twice under Tuchel and the season before under Coventry boss Frank Lampard, who, and we had Son get sent off for kicking Rudiger in the past, but why didn't Maguire get sent off for kicking Batshuayi then? Like, no, how's that weird? Tell me! Like Son said it on a documentary.
Yeah, we know, Carl.
Like, we got to win Saturday, but the good thing is, Chile out there is not playing. Cole Palmer ain't playing because he always seems to turn up. And the good thing is Jackson's not there. So, but they've got João Pedro and Esteval. So we've got to look out for them.
We're
But
going to win
I
with a
think,
clean
fellas,
sheet, Carl. You heard it here first.
We're
I want a
winning
clean
on
sheet,
Saturday.
lad.
We're winning on
And-
Saturday.
Carl, what I want is
Yeah.
next time you come on, I want you to have a list of things that you have. You
What?
have to all the bones you have to pick with Daigle. That's what I
And
want.
that's the bottom line because KPV said so. Anyway, people, that's it from us now. Hope you enjoyed the stream and we'll see you Saturday. And as always, Daigle, Ben, Sim, Ash in. Good night, guys. See you Saturday.
Good. Good.
Oh, God, the whirlwind, which is KPV, man.
My
I love
God.
that guy.
My good God. That was.
He's never going to let you forget it that you didn't think it was a Atletico.
Sure.
He's never going to let you forget it.
Yeah, sure. Sure. That's fine. Fine.
Oh, there you go, getting rattled by KPV.
I'm not getting rattled. I'm not getting rattled. I'm just like, sure.
All right, guys, I think that is it. Over and out. 2.5 hours post-match fan show for you guys today. We'll be back in the studio tomorrow with the player ratings and the match review and all that jazz. So we'll see you all then. Thank you very much for Brian Daigle for coming to join us today. We'll see him on the watch along for the Chelsea game. But we'll see you all very, very soon. Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, come on, you Spurs.